All right, welcome in. If you are joining us on the old YouTube, welcome in. If you're watching this on the replay, please feel free to fast forward here for a second because we're going to get our TikTok friends in here. It's going to take a minute for everything to load. So here we grow. If you're watching this on the replay and you have any questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas, please feel free to ask in the chat. If I don't know the answer to it, I will let you know. I don't know the answer to it. If I know the answer to it, I'll give you my opinion. You can find me across all different social medias. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being a friend, traveling down the road and back again. Whew, that's the speech. All right, now we got to see who is going to be the first person. Ooh, Neurospicy Thrifter. First one in today. Welcome into the extravaganza, the shenanigans, and all the other good stuff. Happy to see you today. Gerald Brewer 199, welcome to the wild and super spicy go live of photographing clothing. Woohoo, says Neurospicy. Neurospicy, you and I, right there, right there. Hey, Jenny, Michelle with a beautiful name written in cursive there. I love that. Hey, Jib, and Carmen is also joining us this afternoon. Hello, Carmen. I'm happy to see you. And Ramona, I'm happy to see you as well. Brianna, you made it in. Nice to see you again. Juliet as well. And of course, Michelle. All right, you guys, I'm going to get all set up here. What are we doing today? We just sold something on eBay. So that's fun. What did we sell? We just sold a 2017 Houston Astros World Series Championship hoodie. All right. Well, nothing like starting a clothing photography live with selling something on eBay. So it's a great way to start the day, right? Or afternoon, I should say, since we already did shipping earlier today. Marcy's here, Jenny. Welcome in, you guys. Please feel free to follow me if you like shenanigans and if you're even mildly interested in ridiculous stories that go on for too long and photographing clothing and shipping items. Hi, Jerry and Magical Raven. Also, if you like to see weird and strange gadgets, because I seem to apparently be the purchaser of those things. Hey, Alicia. All right, you guys, we have a whole bunch of people in here today. That's super exciting. So we're going to get started. What are we doing today? So we are going to do photographing of clothing. The clothing we're going to be working on today is kind of a variety. We've got a little hodgepodge today, which is kind of exciting. We've got some just super bread and butter brands you can pick up that will just make you some extra income kind of easily, as long as you can get them for an inexpensive price. We got a couple super bangers today, which I am very excited about. Fortunately, because I'm part of the nerdy culture, I know some weird stuff about video games and other stuff. So I always pick that stuff up because I think a lot of other people out there looking miss that. Cheryl, I'm happy to see you as well. Matthias, hello, and Lindy. Ooh, Mike said he just listed 25 odd items. Yeah, baby. Where'd you list them at, Mike? Where are you doing depop yet? Are you doing sewing stuff? What's going on over there? Michelle, happy to see you. Lulu, yay, Lulu's here. I love that. All right, I'm just getting numbers on my SKU bags. I just made a really short video the other day about this. It's on my wall. I use the SKU method. I used to use the stick it in like tubs. I used the, oh my gosh, where did I put everything method. I used the, I'll certainly remember where I stuck that method. Those all failed miserably. So I decided to get serious and I started doing this SKU method. I just use my little thermal printer. I choose to use a Rollo, but you can use the printer of your choice. And then these are Rollo labels. I get these off of the Smile store. If you're interested in any of that stuff, you can go to the old Link Dinkity and the old BioLowy, and you can click on it. It'll take you to the Smile store, and you'll be able to see all that stuff there. And I think we've got, we even have PRIME days coming up here. So you should be able to get some sweet deals on that. So I do two different kinds of size bags. I do the 9x12 bag. So this is going to be shirts. And then we also do the one size larger, which is for coats, pants. I sell a lot of jeans. I am definitely known as earlier today and yesterday, actually, I was called the Jean Queen. So that's funny. I love selling jeans, man. What can I say? Like, it's not a crime. I like it. I like it. Mike says Depop tonight. Gonna do auto posture. Heck yeah. Auntie's Crafty Corner. Happy to see you. Vanessa, the Kitschy Mushroom. I am back. I'm back, baby. And I am ready to get some stuff listed. I'm just ready to get some stuff photographed. I'm just sticking numbers on. What I've been working on this afternoon is going back through all my old hot mess listings that still have my old zip code attached, that have old priority mailing weights on it, going through those things that I forgot were even in my inventory because it's literally been so long that they've just been sitting in there. I had my store turned off. I was a really super part-time reseller in the beginning. For those of you that don't know, hi, I'm Charity. I was a super part-time reseller, like part-time, as in like a couple $100 a month kind of part-time. And then I hurt myself and I fell and I herniated a disc. Long story short, I decided to change career paths because I didn't want to do marketing anymore. And I kind of got into this. So I've only been doing this now completely full time for about 6 months now. But I had a bunch of old listings from that before time. I have like a couple hundred of them actually, with really poor descriptions, poor titles, wrong numerical pricing. I found one today that didn't even have a brand on it. I found a Star Wars action figure completely mislabeled. 3 more t-shirts without measurements, a hat that I described in the title as really cool. Just all sorts of fun things. So I've been going through and fixing those today. And that's just been like, hey, we all start somewhere, right? We all start somewhere. And if you guys ask a question, I miss it, please ask again. I'm not trying to ignore you. It's just always hard to keep up with that. Good to see you, Gracious. Thank you for the chili. Thank you for the follow. Kathy, hello. Let's do this. All right. What are we starting out with today? We were just talking about jeans. So let's start with a pair of jeans. All right. So this is a pair of Zoo Yorks. You don't see these out in the wild very often. This has the old leather back patch, and it even has the Scully embroidery here on the bootie. Really cool pair of pants. I'm not sure the exact date on these. We might find out when we look inside. I'm guessing that they are a Y2K, just judging by the cut of them. But I haven't sold a whole lot of Zoo Yorks before, so I'm not sure if that is a true statement or if they are just tricking me and they're actually newer. It's got a weird string on it here, so we're going to cut that off. Okay. All righty. Meg Electric, hello. Vicky, I'm very happy to see you. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking to me, Southern. I was like, oh, I'm going counting down the minutes till you go live again. Southern, dude, that edit on that IG video, I literally commented on that guy's thing and I was like, I need to know what you did to edit that. He ain't gonna tell me, I'm sure, but I'm gonna keep messaging him until he probably blocks me. But I want to know what that edit was. That is fire. Fire, fire, fire. Happy dog lover. Hey, that's me too. Hey, Misty. All right, let's get this going on. So we're going to start off here with a pair of Mark Echoes. Mark Echoes, a pair of Zoo Yorks. They are Zoo York NYCs. They have the little tiny logo up here in metal. Just a really cool pair. They have a little bit of the grunge aesthetic. They are a vertical weft, meaning that the weave of it, the weft and the warp, these are vertical, which just means that they probably haven't shrunk too much, which is really nice. But we will find out because sometimes that's not always true. Now, starting off our pictures, we are going to, number one, put on our glasses. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to see anything. I told you crazy edit. Yeah, it took me once, but it took me like an hour for one thing. Yeah, I don't even know what it is that he used. So cool. Ooh, I'm eating American food. Guys, I broke down. I got the chicken sandwich. I had to do it. I had to get the chicken sandwich. I had to get the coleslaw. It happened. I even ate a quarter of a brownie. I'm not embarrassed because it was delicious. It was fantastic. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do when I go to take a photo is I'm going to look and make sure that my setting is square. Now, I use iPhones because iPhones are the best. Oh, I'm about to get so much hate in here. But iPhones are the best. They just are. And in iPhone, I'm able to set this into square mode, keep it in square mode. I use it in square mode. If you are looking on how to do that, you can find a million videos online on how to set that up, probably even on TikTok. Then when I take a picture of things, anything that's darker in color, I'm going to make sure that I use a 0.3 exposure, negative 0.3. It's going to keep it true tone. Anything that's super bright in color, I'm going to do the opposite because otherwise it's going to look dingy. So which phone do you go live from? This is my iPhone. Oh, you're on my iPad. I do Mac, computer, iPad, and iPhone. I am Apple girl all day, every day. Now my husband, on the other hand, is PC. He can't work nothing on an Apple. I mean, that's not true. He helps me get through stuff. But like I sit down at his computer to use it, or I pick up his phone and I'm just like, it's broken. It doesn't work. I don't like it. So yeah, so I am Apple girl. Yeah. Oh my gosh, comfort food. That's what I had today. Yeah. You guys are iPhones for the win. That's funny because earlier I was on Surf's go live earlier today, and he's an iPhone person too, but there was so many Android users in there. They're like, no, iPhone. And he was like, get out of here, get out of here. It was actually really funny. Maybe crack up. Okay. So we're going to get this in square mode. Now I always keep a little bit of tape up here because every once in a while a pocket will look kind of funky. And I'm just going to tape that up. That just has to do with like basically how it dried when it was sitting in a box waiting for me to photograph it. So we're just going to make those pockets look nice and straight. And then the first picture I'm going to take is a practice photo. I'm going to make sure all the little weird strings and all those things are off. Make sure you get yourself a pair of like these little scissors. I like the ones that are curved. They work really well because you can get into all those little weird strings. And we're going to take our first photo here. And this is going to be our practice photo. And we're going to take a look and make sure things look good before I go and photograph a ton of other stuff and then realize, oh my gosh, those don't look good. So let's take a look. What do we think? Not bad. Looks like a pair of pants to me. All right. And then I always make sure my brightness on my phone is all the way up because I want to make sure I'm getting true tone. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the measurements with the old ruler. So we're going to get over here. We're going to do our waist first. And then after we do waist, we're going to move down to hip bones. So we're going to get in this hip area here. And then we're going to do rise. And one tip here, when you go to do rise, just pop open that center with your hands, because otherwise in your photos, people can't tell what the rise is. They don't look at it like you look at it. So it's always important to pop those open a little bit. And then we've got our inseam. And then one of the things I do, I don't see a lot of other people do this, but I've just gotten so many questions from potential customers asking what the rise was. So I just, or what the ankles were. So I just started doing this. Now this has a really interesting little pocket here. I just noticed. Ooh, kids, we got a secret pocket. Oh my goodness. What is this? I've never seen this on a pair of pants. What in the world is this? Oh my gosh, there's like a crazy little secret pocket. It's got a bunch of threads in it though. What? Okay, I'm going to get a picture of this over on the table afterwards because that's bananas. Let's get a picture of the back first. And then I'm going to bring it over for you guys to see. I have never seen this on a pair of pants ever. So I am very curious what this is. Oh my goodness, you guys, we got a secret. We got a secret. Oh my goodness. All right. Did I miss anything? I just want to say you're incredible in every aspect of the world. I know I am, but what are you? You are too. Oh my gosh. All right, you guys. We got a weird little secret pocket here. Now it's got like a thread in here. I don't want to screw up the zipper, or I'm going to have to message the old Riz Reisner and ask her to help me fix it. I messed it up. But it's got like, okay, I'm gonna clip these little things in here. This is so cool. I've never seen this. You guys, I have probably photographed like, I don't know, 900 pairs of pants or something crazy. Well, maybe like 700 pairs of pants. And I've never seen this. Okay, does it go all the way through? Oh no, it is like a little pocket inside. I'm so insanely entertained right now. All right, you guys want to see this? Okay, let me get all the little strings out. So in this side of this pair of pants, I saw this little tiny like zipper head here. And look at it. There's like a little stashy pocket or something right here on the corner that zips up. Wow, this is so weird. It zips up and then it's got a little pocket inside. So this is like the regular pocket for the pants. And then this is like a little, like tiny extra pocket. Meg says that's for snacks. That's for Scooby snacks. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. All right, I got to get a picture of that. I mean, that has to like bring up the value of these a little bit. Like, I guess I just call it like a stash pocket maybe, or like a, I mean, I can think of what people would use it for, which I'm not gonna say on here, but that's really interesting. Like, that's so weird. These can't be that old then. These have to be maybe a newer thing. That's just wild. How cool is that? So I'm glad I got that zipper to work too. Yeah, and it just like zips up and you can barely see it. I want to make sure I get a lot of pictures of this because that's a selling point. Yeah, so it just zips up and then there's just that little zipper head there. Has anyone ever seen that before? Like I said, I do a lot of jeans and I have never ever seen that. How wild. Huh. Cool. All right. Well, we started off already with a sale on eBay 5 minutes ago. And then this. Oh, and to make it even better, it's also button fly, which makes it so crazy. Nurse, you missed it. We got a weird and crazy thing on a pair of pants I've never seen before. Anyone that's just joining, it has like a little stash-like pocket here on the side that unzips and then just opens up to a whole little pocket inside. Meg says, nope, never. After hundreds of jeans here too. You've never seen it either? Yeah, I've never seen this. That's so crazy. So I was thinking these were more Y2K, which they may still be, because not a lot of companies would use that. I mean, that's kind of an old school zipper head that they kind of look like little bowling pins almost. I don't know what they're called, but so these are called breakables. That tag doesn't look that old though. Man, I am super stumped on these ones, friends. These are tricking me because I have never seen anything like this. Got them for $1 at a garage sale. I'm glad there wasn't anything nefarious in the pocket there. How strange. Cool. Let me make sure there isn't anything else, like just in case. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, these are secret trick pants. These are secret trick pants. All right. So yeah, I don't even know what our comps on those are going to be because that is just such a rare thing that I can't imagine. Oh man, even the insides, it's selvage too. What is going on? This is crazy. They're also selvage. What? Dude, this is the weirdest pair of pants ever. What do you guys think these are worth? I mean, Zoo York's selvage with a mystery pocket. They're called, what were they called? Breakaways, breakables. They have all these like weird strings on them here and there. I don't even know. Breakables. They say breakables. And that looks like a newer tag to me, but it is kind of beefy. Anti-pickpocket. Yeah. Those pockets like that exist on hiking pants. Yeah. So I've seen it on hiking pants before. A lot of Gorp Core stuff will have that on there. But I just have never seen it on jeans. So crazy. Shell Bell Skellington. My dog's name is Jack Skellington. Pretty sure Steven Tyler wore those. Yeah, go get that Riz. Where's the Rizner? Where's our Riz Reisner? We need her in here. I don't know. Let me see if I can. Let's do a little Google. Lindsay here while we're on here, because I'm like overly curious, and I'm just going to be thinking about this the whole time if I don't try to look it up. Okay, so Z York jeans, Unbreakables, looks like 25 on. Oh, it's all over the place. It's all over the place. So we got 25 on Poshmark. We got $100 over on Depop, but sometimes people just ask silly things because they don't know what to ask over there. Yeah, I don't know. Strange. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit more investigation. I'm guessing they're probably with that pocket. They got to be more like $35. Easily, I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure Steve and Tyler wore them. That could make it a selling point even more. So I'll have to look into that, especially with him not singing anymore. Hi, Blended Oasis. What kind of leftovers are those? What kind of leftovers are those? Oh, they're Radical Leftovers. It's a band in Washington State. I didn't even think about wearing. I didn't even realize I was wearing today. Okay, this is how my brain works. I'm half awake when I'm getting dressed, right? Get out of the shower, I'm getting dressed, and I literally reach in my clothes and go thunk, because I've got all shorts on my bottom rack. I've got all shirts on the all shirts on the top, all shorts on the bottom, and I just grab two things, and whatever I grab is what I wear. I know that's like the saddest version of fashion for someone that sells clothes, but that's just that's me. That's me. But they're pretty radical, right? They've lived a crazy life. What would a couple of examples of things to put on Depop and Grail? Ooh, that's a great question. Let me get a picture of that. I got to get a picture of the number on that bag real quick here. So on Depop, I would say what sells over there, mainly for me, is like a lot of Y2K, a lot of vintage, baggy, loose aesthetic, anything that's popular at the moment. So like 90s stuff, Nirvana, grungy stuff. Also preppy styles, like, because a lot of the streetwear look right now is like the preppy look. So a lot of like vintage Y2K, Ralph Lauren polos. I saw a ton of Levi's over there. Some shoes. I do more shoes. Well, I sold a ton of shoes on Depop. We just packaged like four up today on Depop. But I would say mainly like trending items and vintage items. Over on Grailed, for me, Grailed is like it's an interesting app. It's like the really high end version of anything sells over there. So like, let's say I've got like, okay, here you go. A Ralph Lauren polo that's going to sell for 15 on Depop is going to sell on Depop, or 20 on Depop. But a Psycho Bunny polo that's worth $36 to $46 is going to sell on Grailed. A pair of super basic 2015 Nikes is going to sell for $46 over on Depop. But a pair of white on white Air Force Ones that are in mint crisp condition in a box that are going to sell for $140 are going to sell over on Depop. So it's always like the nicer version of anything is what always sells over on Depop, which is why I only list on Depop, or I take that back, on Grailed. That's why I only list my super bangers over on Grailed, because otherwise it's just a waste of time. I've got 400 listings over on Grailed that are never going to see the light of day. But I've got, 20 in there that are, because they're the bangers, because I used to put everything up there till I realized I was just spinning my wheels and wasting my time. So I only put like the hardcore bangers up there. I'm at 4 days in a row today with one sale per day. Yeah, thrifty. Ooh, ooh. Oh, God's here. Happy to see you. Happy to see you. I noticed Grail has over 1 million listings for men, but less for women. I have never sold a female item over on Grailed, ever. I've sold like retro vintage white zombie t-shirts. I've sold tons of Nikes. I've sold some rare, what was the last thing? Some rare Fat Farms over there. Like Junkos will sell there. Like you can get top dollar over on Grail too. People don't nickel and dime you. I don't ever deal with anyone trying to get less over there. I literally get bot paid notification. In fact, I don't even really get any messages from anyone on Grail. It's a very like analytical purchasing place. Just go in, buy your thing, get out, done. Like it's not really like a social media place like something like Depop would be. Yeah, Thrifty. 4 days in a row on Depop. I'm telling you, once you get Depop and you start like realizing the power of it, it really does matter. All right, the next thing we've got here is something I 100% would never pick up if I didn't get it for so cheap. I got this for 50 cents, so it's worth it. We are at the end of the fishing season. I got 2 to get up. I probably still have some in boxes. They may sit for a minute, but with a cost of goods at 50 cents, it is what it is. It's a little Field and Stream. I think this is an older one. It looks like an older one to me. I don't know if we're going to have a date code. Probably not. Field and Stream is pretty generic to do that. So this probably isn't like a super banger. We may get like, I don't know, maybe like $13 for it. It's just not going to be a big, huge money maker. But you know what? If you can get something for 50 cents and you can sell it for, $13, it's worth it. So I want to show you guys something too. We talk a lot about exposures in here and why it's important to change the exposures on your phone. And I'm going to show you why. So I took this picture at the same setting I had my jeans on. So the jeans are darker. So I'm going to have a darker exposure on that. Otherwise it blows the light from it and it'll make the jeans look like lighter or grayer or more like a light medium wash versus a dark wash. So what I did here is I didn't change that with this bright yellow, and look at how it came out. It just looks dingy and weird. It almost looks like it has an orange hue to it. Then I changed my exposure to +3 because it's bright and you're going to get a way more true tone. I don't know if you guys can see that on here. You should be able to. Yeah, so that it almost has like an orange hue, and then you look at it like that and it just has more of like actually what this shirt looks like. So it's really important for you to check your exposures and change that according to what you have. Now, your lighting setup is probably totally different than mine. But even at my old place, with my very first setup, which was basically just a lay flat table setup, I still messed with the exposures because it still looked funky to me. And I look at my listing and I think to myself, like, man, this listing does not look at all like what it actually looks like. And someone's going to buy this, and then I'm going to get a message that's like, that's not the same pink that it had in the photo. And then I'm going to have to give them a refund and accept the item back because of that. Oh yeah, this one's even got a little spot on the back, but it's a fishing shirt. It's a utility shirt. It's just not that big of a deal. All these fishing shirts are always just bread and butter. Like I said, it's a little late in the season for me to be putting this up, but when you garage sale, you get what you get when you get it, right? Denise says, I just signed up on Depop today. Got 4 listings done. Yeah, Denise. If you guys are new to Depop too, you got to be patient with it. It's going to take a minute for you to get action. People on Depop, the average age is anywhere between 18 to 30, usually, at least according to the last statistics I came across. And because of that, they have grown up in the era of mistrust. And so they really are not as willing to take a chance on buying something from you until they see you have, enough listings up where you look like a store a little bit, and then also maybe getting a few sales. So I don't think there's anything wrong with taking a few lower offers. Don't hurt your bank account or your pocketbook, but there's nothing wrong with taking just a little low on your first couple sales on there, just so that you can get some reviews, some sold. You can look like you're some sort of business. eBay's kind of the same way. I think they're all a little bit like that. But Depop especially, and I think it's because of the demographic age that's on Depop. They just don't want to get burned. I mean, you guys have heard how many horror stories about people getting things in the mail and having it be like ridiculously not what it was. I ordered what was supposed to be like a shopping cart thing where you could remove the top so I could do this kind of stuff. And I got a toy shopping cart in the mail. Like that age group is just used to that kind of stuff happening. So they need to have a little trust. So that's it. I am repicturing the rocks and putting them over there. I don't know what you mean by that, Southern. You better watch out. Mrs. Charity is locked in 4-wheel drive 24/7, ready to go at any moment. That is actually very true. I get annoyed with Depop because of the payment. I sold the same pair of shorts about 5 times. You mean because people don't accept the payment? Oh, Cheryl's going to get my talk, guys. Cheryl's going to get my social media talk. So, okay, we're putting this on the list, guys. We're putting this on the list. We got the list of videos we need to make. So, Depop is SM. Okay, Depop, people. Depop is a selling platform, but Depop is really a social media platform. And what I mean by that is that kids nowadays don't have the ability to like go to the mall and like shop around and like things and point it out to their friends and have, a sample of a Mrs. Fields cookie or a little Orange Julius sample and, oh, this is nice, this is fun, and have that interaction that doesn't exist anymore. So where that age group exists with that is in Depop. They hang out in Depop. They like things on Depop. They talk to each other about things they've liked on Depop. They share the things that they've liked on Depop and tell people that they've liked these things on Depop. Did you see that thing on Depop? Did you see this? Yes, it's here. Go to Nice Comps Closet, type in this. Look at that. It is a place for them to like something. When they like it, that doesn't mean that they want to buy it. It just means they like it. It might not be their size. It might not even be a color that they like, but they're like, oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, that's neat. Like, I don't wear dressy female clothes, but I see them out in public and I'm like, oh, that's cute. Look what she's wearing. That's cute. That's what they're doing. They're sending you hearts. So when you send an offer out, all you're doing is saying, hey, if this is something you're interested in, or here's a free sample, please get it. They may not want it. They may just say, oh, hey, I was just, thanks so much for the offer, but I was just liking an item. I just thought it was cool. That's all they're doing. So when I accept an offer on Depop or I send an offer out on Depop, I just think of it as somebody at the mall and I'm like, hey, how's it going? Pretty good. How's your mom? Oh, great. Wonderful. See you on Saturday. Sounds good. Take care. That's what Depop is. So if you can not think of it as a place to make deals and think of it more as a place to make those little mini quick relationships, that's what it is. I have more conversations with my customers on Depop in the chat than I've ever had in every other platform combined, literally, because they're there to like hang out and chit chat, make a deal, get a little free something, get a little discount. That's what that's for. So window shopping, Indy, thank you. That's a perfect way of putting it. So Cheryl, I get the frustration, and trust me, when I first started doing Depop, I felt the same way. And I had to realize what it was. Once I got it, it was like, oh, light bulb moment, right? So I hope that helps. Katie Kaboom is here. Yeah, so they will pay. It will happen. I mean, I know I sell like 5 items a day on Depop. It just takes time, takes enough things, and it just takes those little mini relationships. It's so weird to me when they see me offer, hey, you know what? It's weird to me that kids call things Giots and Rizzlers and Skibbities, and I don't even know what any of that means. Just as it was weird when our parents were like, why is Pauly Shore like, hey, buddy, hey, all the wacky things he used to say. Like, it's a generational thing. It's just the way that it is. It's their way of communicating with all of us that are not at that age group. I hope that makes sense. I think she means when you accept their offer, they don't pay. Same thing. That's literally the same thing. All they're doing is like, I wonder if she'll take 14. And then you click yes, and they're like, oh, 14, do I really want that? I don't know, maybe not. They're just still liking it. they're taking the bite of the Mrs. Fields cookie and being like, this tastes pretty good, but thanks so much. I don't want to buy any cookies.
No.
I just wanted to try it.
No way, buddy.
No way, buddy. I know. I was trying to think of what Pauly Shore used to say. Yeah, check it out. Facts. Yeah. So, Riz Reisner, you missed it. We had the weirdest pair of pants I've ever seen. Had this crazy little stash pocket in the side with a little zipper thing that looked like a bowling pin. I got to sell some anywhere. Yeah, that's funny. I'm waiting for the day when you create your own video game or some kind of app. Oh no, that's not me. That's hubby. That's the Hubs. Hubs is the video game creator person. And I just realized I forgot to write down the specs on that. So one of the other things I do when I am doing this is I write down the sizing of everything when I do these. And I write down the bag number. This has saved me 847 million times from losing items. It also helps me to not have to go through my pictures over and over and over or find the picture when I'm listing. I list everything from my iPad into eBay, and then I cross-list everything on my computer from Vendu. That's just the easiest way for me. I'm faster at it that way. So whatever works for you is totally fine, but I like to write stuff down when I'm doing it. It just saves me time in the long run. Let's see, did I not do a chest measurement on that? No, I did. Okay. I was like, what? I was like, come on, get it together. Love some Weasel. Yeah, buddy. I need to see your storage system ASAP. You got to be the most organized reseller I know. It's not bad. I'm not gonna lie, it's not bad. Now the garage with all the stuff we haven't listed, y'all know that's a nightmare out there. I got like 40 boxes of stuff to go through. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's a literal situation. Yeah, look at this, Riz Rise. We got some selvage on the bottoms. These are some Zoo Yorks. We've got, let's see, they're button flies, which is cool, but then it also has, there's a pocket right here on those pants, and then it's got one of those little old school kind of zippers, like the little metal ends, and it opens up into a whole nother little pocket underneath the front panel pocket. Like really cool. Like I've never seen anything like that. So I don't know if you have. I've listed so many jeans, and it's just neat to know that there's still surprises out there where I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. I didn't know that existed. All right, the hips on those jeans were 35, and it looks like our waist was still 30 on those Zoo Yorks. I'm the Leaning Tower of Cheese. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you guys know exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, next up here, this turned out to be way more of a banger than I thought it was going to be. This was, so I had gone to 42 garage sales last Saturday, and then there's 3 in my neighborhood. 2 of them were super busts. One of them, they wanted $10 for everything. Like $10 for a t-shirt. I was like, what is this? Like, you think you're Ross? Excuse me, you are not Ross. I am not getting a brand new t-shirt, and I'm not giving you $10. So I was like, have a nice day and enjoy trucking all 300 of these pieces back in your garage. But I did find one banger. I had 4 quarters on me. I was out of money. I planned on coming home because I had used my last little bit to get this Star Wars cup, a little Darth Vader planter helmet, and another Star Wars mug. So I'd used the last of my money to get that. And I told the lady at that garage sale, I was like, oh, I said, I'm out of money, must be time to go home. Well, I was headed home, and of course there's 3 neighborhood garage sales. I'm like, I can't not go. You know it's a situation. So I had $2 on me in quarters. Found both of these 2 things. We'll do them back to back here. But these turned out to both be bangers. So what this is a Quicksilver Stranger Things collab. So it's got the Quicksilver wave and mountains on the back, and then it's got Stranger Things on it. Really cool, very unusual. I figured it was probably like a $20 t-shirt. It turns out that it's going to be closer to like 30 to 35, especially in this condition. It's in insane condition. Like it's crisp, it's white, there's no flaws on it. So not bad for 4 quarters that were in my change drawer that probably ended up in there because we were gonna like go to the car wash or something one day, and I just happened to have some quarters. Got one tiny little spot on there, which of course I will disclose. But honestly, for the condition that this is in, for those of you wondering, this is something that is going to sell. This is a Depop sell. So if this sold anywhere besides Depop, I would be literally absolutely shocked if this sells anyplace else. So of course, now that I've said that, it probably will. But just a really neat t-shirt. Very unusual. And that's got the little spot in there, so that's good. We can show that. I could probably take time and try to bleach it out and go through all that. But you know what? Is it worth the extra $2 I'm going to make to sit there and bleach that out? The answer is absolutely not. Time is money. Money pays the bills. Therefore, time is important. Man, what a cool t-shirt. If this was a large, I would probably keep this for myself. Literally. It's like completely my style. So it's funny when I sell something and I'm like, man, I wish this was my size, but I'm glad it's not. Otherwise, I'd wind up keeping it. Because y'all know that's what happened. I love my t-shirts. Mac never quits. You need an iconic interview. Yeah, I want to see Southern again. I want to see Southern. Southern, I want to see you up on that. Top 3 most unpopular opinions, reseller related. Ooh, all right. Well, we'll go with our first one, which people I have heard through the grapevine don't think that the trigger or descriptive words in your descriptions matter. So as you all know, we talked a little bit about it on my live earlier today, or as I would say to Southern, my go live earlier today. And it absolutely matters. I went down a super rabbit hole and found out through many spent moments that I was not working, which I probably should have been, but really wanted to figure it out, and it absolutely works. So eBay, and as well as probably the other social media platforms, all pull from the title, they pull from the description, and they pull from the specifics because they have to have a certain number of searches populate for an item. So if you have the pertinent information in your title, you also copy that title redundantly and put it in your description, and then also put the other stuff, your meat and potatoes, measurements and whatnot, and then put those keywords and descriptive words at the bottom. It absolutely matters. And I found that not only on a Reddit thread, I found that also on an eBay community thread as well. Now, eBay's never going to tell you exactly how their algorithm works. All we can do is take the information from people that are far smarter than me, that have figured it out. And so that matters. So number 1, I'm going to go with that. Number 2 is that market saturation in your area is a real thing. I don't think that it is. I mean, I am literally like outside of Austin, Texas, which probably has one of the highest reseller amount of people, especially in like the Y2K vintage Patagonia market that you could ever imagine. And I go out every single weekend and I find tons of stuff. There's just, I'm up before everyone else. I have a better plan than anyone about where I'm going to go. And so I'm going to win. I'm going to get those things. He or she that gets there first and works harder is going to be the one that comes out on top, right? So I don't think it's a matter of whether your area is saturated. I don't believe in that. I do think that it has to do with your tenacity and your ability to not only stay consistent, we hear that all the time, but also to just get it done, man. I know, I get it. I'd rather go out and go see some banger punk show on a Friday night and, you know, have some adult beverages or whatnot and sleep in on a Saturday. But instead, I put my booty to bed. I get up at 4:30 in the morning and I get my coffee and I make it happen. So I don't think market saturation is necessarily it. I'm sure that there's a lot of resellers even in my area. I'm in the 3rd fastest growing area in the United States right now. And I'm sure there's other people reselling here that are like, man, I'm going to these garage sales and I can't find anything. It's market saturation. Nope, it's not market saturation. It's just I got there. I did it. So if you got stock bins, you got stock Goodwill, you got to make it happen. You got to do what you got to do. I look at Wild and Almost Free. Laura, she's right in Austin. She goes to the bins. That girl is making a 6-figure income doing this. So I don't believe in that. So that's number 2. Number three is that you need to have every single gadget to get started in this. And the answer is absolutely not. I think that a lot of people are hesitant to just put up their first listing because they're like, oh, I don't have good lighting, or I don't have the right hangers, or I don't have this, or I don't have that. The excuses are lies we tell ourselves in order to not have to get stuff done, right? And I was guilty of this too at the beginning, especially. Oh man, I don't have a good table to ship on. I don't have the right lighting. I don't have this. I don't have that. But you know what I did have? Bills coming in. So I had a janky lighting setup. I put my inventory SKUs on Post-it notes and then taped them down on Ziploc bags that I got for sale at Costco when they were on sale. I sourced and did the garage sale thing. That's why I did the garage sale thing, because I was like, I can't afford Goodwill prices. And I sold some stuff for cheap in order to get some reviews. And then that is what has allowed me to get things like my automatic box cutter, or my tape dispenser here, or my table that goes up and down, or the fancy thermal printer. I didn't have any of this. All you need is the ability to get on the internet, a phone to get on the internet, and some old clothing from your closet, right? If your lighting isn't good, go down to Home Depot, get yourself a $20, pole light, or Walmart or whatever. Take the lampshade off of it, shine it towards the thing while you take a picture. Whatever you got to do to make it happen. Just don't think that you have to wait because you don't have as good of stuff and you can't take as good of pictures as somebody else. My early pictures didn't look good either. I still sold stuff. I still got reviews. My titles were bad. My descriptions were bad. I didn't even have measurements in it. My titles were really cool Vans t-shirt. Not kidding. No size. Doesn't matter what color it is. You just got to start, and you'll get better if you're consistent. So I'm going to go with those three. The skinny mini shirts are flying for me. Ooh, yeah, baby. It's all in Charity's garage. Oh my gosh, you guys, the nightmare of the garage. Yeah, Riz Rise. What sizing is selling on that? Dropping the knowledge. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Skinny mini. I don't remember that. What's that? Skinny mini. I thought you meant like the tiny skirts. Skinny. Is this another rockabilly group that I don't know about? Wait, what is it? Oh no, this is old. SKINNY? Released 1949. What? Husky Working Lights. Thank you. Ascension. Perfect. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Too funny. I think they're too linear sometimes. Garage is heaven, not a nightmare. That is true. It is heaven. There's this cash out there. It's not a nightmare. It's not a nightmare. And Justin actually waited. You guys, I love my husband. He's amazing. I had to have the worst to wind up then finding the best. He went in the garage and literally organized all those boxes out there now. So I still don't know what's in them, but he at least stacked them all so they're nice and we can get to all of them. They're still all taped closed, but it is what it is. At least they're in there looking nice and it doesn't just look like an anxiety mess for me. The brand. Okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one. I thought he was talking about this band. I was like, 1949 skirts from them. I'm like, what? I'm like, is it an aesthetic? I mean, what we learned about today? Starboy. They are themed like rodeo, Old West, chocolate circus, romance, love letters, etc. Blinked out. Oh, okay. I could totally see it in my head. Like almost like a Western coquette, maybe. Hi, Mario. All right. This is a pretty cool shirt. I have zero idea what it's going to comp for. But it is a sports button up. So I'm assuming that it will probably do pretty well. I had taken some of my sports stuff. This one we just got from a garage sale, but I had taken a few sports things and kind of that we had gotten from our first garage unload and kind of set it to the side because I was just waiting for the season to start. And I did get a couple of those listed and they've actually already sold, which was great. So I don't think there's anything wrong with putting stuff away sometimes. Once you start to get to the point where you have like a surplus of items, putting stuff away and just selling it more in season, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, so this is Texas State. It's got like Man, I live in Texas, so I should know this, but I haven't been here that long. It's got like a lion on it. I'll have to bring it over to you guys. You guys might know what it is. I'm not really sure. It's got like a chili pepper, but that might be the brand here. This looks like a collab. Like this company made a Texas State shirt, but they don't normally, would be my guess. They normally probably just do regular button ups. So I don't know. We're gonna find out though. I'm gonna bring that over there, and I bet you there's somebody in here that knows what that is, because I do not know. Need to bring my exposure down a little bit. That's looking a little funky when I'm up close. I definitely mess with the exposures all the time. So yeah, this is kind of a cool shirt. It's almost like a dad core because it's got that tropical. But I'm going to be able to use the eclectic grandpa on this one because it totally has that like old school Hollywood kind of look to it. Riz Rise, what did we decide the other day? Eclectic Grandpa was a mix between Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and what was the other thing? Because whatever you said was like literally perfect. I can't think of it again. It was Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and something else. All I can ever think of is like the movie Swingers with Vince Vaughn. That always reminds me of that. I got to mess with the exposure again here a little bit. And then we'll see if anybody knows what this is. So it says Texas State, and then it's got this thing on it. Does anyone know what this is here? Yeah, Chili Wear. It's a brand that does these like button up. They're kind of like a Havana shirt in a way. Flippin' Rick's here. Bobcats. Indy, that's twice today already. You have rescued me from not remembering. I needed you and Riz Rise to meet up like yesterday. I know, right? Yeah. So do you keep an inventory spreadsheet? No, man, I need to. K-Way was just talking about one that he uses earlier. I guess he's got a link for it. I haven't had time to check it out because I was just watching him a little bit earlier when he was doing shipping. I'm so bad about it, you guys. Man, it's the one area of this business that I really struggle with is getting that. Yeah, Bobcats, that's fantastic. Let's see. It is a cool shirt. Amber Matthews, what lighting are you using? I'm using a couple different brands. If you go over to the old Tube Ubies of mine, which is Nice Comps, I've got a video in there. It's like 2 minutes long, and it talks about the different lighting because I've got a couple different ones in there, a couple different brands. Kramer, yes, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna write this down now. I'm telling you right now, Riz Rise, I got Post-it notes all along here. You are adding to my Post-it notes. So we're going to do Eclectic Grandpa. And we are going to say it is a mix between Kramer and the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Because that is literally the most perfect description. I also started thinking about it, and it's kind of like old Hollywood too, is the look too. I know Riz Rise, she's got it going on. Do you have tips for photographing white jeans? Yeah, you just got to mess with your exposure. The thing with white clothes too is that your lighting really does matter as far as the like the kelvins are in it. So like the lighting that you want, I'm going to make this as simple as my brain understands it. The lighting that you want needs to have the lumens of anywhere between like 5,500 is kind of the lowest to like 6,500, of course, would be like the highest. I think most of mine are like 6,000 or 6,500. When you do that, you're going to end up with like a cool light. So all of my lighting that's in here, the lighting that's up here, the light bulb in my lamp up here, all of these are cool lighting, daylight lighting. When you have any light bulbs that have any sort of warmth to them at all, and you try to photograph white, you're just going to really, really struggle. And so my best advice to you is to try to figure out how to get some light bulbs in whatever your setup is that has that like 5,500 to 6,500 lumens, or just finding some really super cool light bulbs. Like, let's say that you were just using a lamp to like light up an area and you're holding the lamp and taking pictures or whatnot. You'd want to just put a really cool light bulb in there. And then of course, set your exposure up kind of high. Well, if your stuff sells so fast, you don't need an inventory spreadsheet. I know, literally, like I really do sell things pretty quickly. Good brand. They do a lot of sportswear collabs. The chili wear, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I didn't know that they did sportswear collabs. I've sold their shirts before. They have that kind of like Cuba Havana kind of aesthetic going on. Black background for white pants, like photographing glass. I don't know, maybe. I just use my gray background there, even for the white stuff. So shirt is a Guyabera. Is that what this is called? Like the style? Guyabara. Huh. Interesting. I'm going to write that down and put this on here so I remember to look it up. I used daylight bulbs for a while. Yeah, down south, it really does make a difference. Really, really does. Okay, so let's get our measurements in here for this. So we've got our chili wear, and we are on SKU 972 for that one. Our big bags are over 1,000 now. That's exciting though. So we got a medium, and this is Texas, and that was the Bobcats, I believe Indy said. And it looks like our bottom base is 22 across, 44 around. Our chest area is 20, so 40 around. Our length is 29, and our shoulders are 17. So that is a very true to size medium. And then also with the Stranger Things, I had forgotten to put the specs in. Looks like our chest is a 20. Our length is a 28. Our shoulders are a 17.5. Perfect. Okay. All right. Moving right along. I'm going to put this up here so I remember to look that up. Guyabera. Do you only do clothing? I would say I mainly do clothing. I started out doing hard goods because I was just taking pictures of and selling my mom's stuff after she left us in this physical location. And so I started out with a lot of hard goods, a lot of decorations, a lot of decor, a lot of that kind of stuff. And then I just wanted moving and transitioning into clothing. I can just find it fast. I can flip it fast. It's easy for me to list. And I have an eye for like vintagey stuff, which is kind of mainly what I go for, or kind of nerdy stuff. I also do a lot of Gorp core, utility core. I don't know. It just seems to be my jam. I really enjoy it. 2 goals you hope to achieve by the end of the year. Let's speak it into existence. Ooh, I love that. Okay. Next up here, this is an absolute banger. So this is the other thing I saw at that garage sale. Remember, I told you guys I saw 2 things. I saw the Stranger Things shirt, gave her 4 quarters for that. And then I also saw this and gave her 4 quarters for this because I don't think she realized what she had. So this is a Champion shirt, which you're like, oh, okay, Champion shirt, no big deal. See this little backwards F here? That is FaZe, and that is a video game clan that's very popular, right up there with like 100 Thieves, right up there with Octet Gaming. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Nade Shot or any of that. I have, because when I'm not watching TikTok and you guys, I'm watching people play video games online. I know it's kind of weird. I love it. It's my thing. I also am a huge gamer. And so I just recognized it at the sale and I was like, guys, is that what I think it is? And what I thought it was going to be like a $30 shirt. It turns out my rough comps, and I got to really comp this because I don't know, but my rough comps were like $80. So I was like, dude, amazing. Like so crazy. Oh, We Veta. Is it We Veta? We Veta. I'm going to write that down. So that's like what did you say it was? Like a Cuban smoking shirt. Okay. I am writing this down. Cuban smoking. If you guys are ever in a go live here with the Riz Reisner and you don't have post-it notes or something to write down, you're missing out because this is someone to follow, man. She knows. I've never met anybody that knows as much about clothing as this woman right here. So Cuban smoking, and it's pronounced We Vida. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Okay. Let's get this one up here. And then Southern had the question, what my 2 goals are we doing by the end of this year, or are we doing by this time next year? Curious question. Are we doing like, give me which one you want, because I probably have very different answers for those 2 things. All right, let's get this here. All right, and we are going to show, always when your guys are doing t-shirts and stuff, whatever you can do to show in your photo that there's something extra on it. And what I mean by that is, like, this has the Champion logo on the sleeve, and then it also has the Champion logo on the front here. You want to make sure that you're showing both of those, because if you don't, you're probably going to miss out on someone that would want a shirt like this, because people that are buying more minimalist shirts like this are buying them, but they want like the 1 or 2 statement pieces on it, which in this case is the Champion phase, and then also the other Champion logo. All right, I'm going to change my exposure. So on this, we're going to go down to -3 so that I can show that it is still a nice, rich black color. I'm going to get the shoulders here measured, and in this shoulder measuring, I'm going to make sure that I show both these 2 logos again. Anytime you can be a little redundant and show those logos multiple times, it can't hurt you. It can only help. So I'm going to show them even again here with our chest measurement, because I really want people to see that that's what's in there. This shirt looks like it wasn't really even worn, which is pretty wild. My guess is they probably got this from, like, I don't know, like a gaming convention or something along those lines. Otherwise, I can't think of why Champion would team up with that. This has to be like a specialty release or something. Otherwise, that's just too weird that they would have had that. All right, and then let's see what Southern said. This year, okay. So we're talking by the end of this year, 2 goals. Oh boy. That's funny. That's interesting you asked that, because I have been thinking, like, what do I want in the next, like, 365 days, which is to be able to say that I am making a 6-figure income doing this. That's my, like, one of my hugest goals is to get that. Oh boy, this year, gosh, I'm such the person that's like, just go, 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 go. I don't usually stop to think about it. I would like to, okay, here we go. First one, this is probably going to be a strange one, but I have been really, really, really focusing on, like, my health, and I've been focusing on getting enough sleep at night. I've also been focusing on, I have like a whole regimen of stuff that I take, like vitamin wise. And I've been really, really, really making sure that I'm doing that every single day. And so I'm trying to, like, build up my immune system so that I stay healthy through this winter. I have a couple different, like, things with my system. I have a nerve disorder and a couple other little things that make it difficult for me to, like, fight off, like, colds and flus and stuff like that. It's been like that my whole life. And because of that, I have a really hard time staying healthy through the winter time. I usually end up with, like, a bronchial issue or pneumonia or something like that. And, but I haven't always taken the best care of myself. Like I said, because I'm a go, 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 go person, I tend to, like, not put myself first, and I tend not to think about my own health because I get so focused on whatever I'm doing at the time, or my days get away from me, and I'm like, oh, I really need to do that. I really need to do that. So I swim a couple times a week, and then also take, the stuff that I was saying. I can't really talk too much about that because TikTok gets weird about that. But I'm really trying to like get in that space of appreciating my own self, being happy about how healthy and going into this new year, not necessarily with resolutions, but already going into the new year feeling like I have a success. I think one of the things that happens, when we make these New Year's resolutions or whatnot, is that we don't, we're like, okay, on the second, I'm going to start doing this or whatever. And it's like, I kind of made the decision this year that was like, I'm going to start doing this ahead of time. So you guys probably don't know this, but when I started my 30 days of accountability thing, which you all saw last month, that's when I first started doing TikTok and making videos. I had made a few before that, but not consistently, just a few here and there. And so last month I did a 30-day push where I started working every day consistently doing this. And then also at that same exact time, I started getting really consistent with my health, making sure I'm going to bed on time, not staying up too late gaming, cut way back on the old adulty beverages stuff. Just really like started putting my health forward. And I just have seen such a dramatic change even within this last month, just my energy wise and stuff. And so that's kind of what I've been focusing on. So number one, I would say, by the way, how cool is this? This is an out of Africa shirt made in Nigeria. It's absolutely, literally beautiful. Tell me that this is not breathtaking. It's got like a whole peacock feather look. Like you guys, the video doesn't even do it justice. This is really rich blues and greens and purples and yellows. It's just so beautiful. I saw this at a garage sale for 50 cents. And I was like, I can't leave that behind. It's got like, I don't know, Riz Rise might know what this is called, but it like dips up here on the collar and then comes back and around. I just love this so much. So anyways, so I'd say that's my number one thing. And then number two is really a financial thing. So y'all know I kind of gave up on my marketing career in order to do this. And I don't mean I gave up like I quit. I just literally decided that I didn't want to pursue doing it anymore because I just really enjoy doing this and I just want to do this. And I want to just completely own my time 100% of the time. And so, of course, with that, we took like, a hit like you do whenever you change something. And so I have been really, really focused on, saving up, not spending. If I want to go out to eat, like say for lunch, I wanted a chicken sandwich, but then I was thinking, and I was like, man, I really want Spoon and Fork, which is this amazing little restaurant that has this great pad CU. But I was like, man, it's $25. By the time we both get meals, it's going to be like $52. So went for the like $6 chicken sandwich instead. So I've been trying to do that with things. And I think it's really paying off. I think we've made a really huge dent in the amount of kind of, I wouldn't say debt, but just like expenditures that we had to do when we moved here. You buy a house and you move and you start a new job. We kind of did all of that at the same time, which is why not go big, go home, right? So that's one of the reasons why I'm so absolutely insanely grateful for this business, because you can make as much money as the effort you put out. So I decided that the only way that I was going to get out of the feeling of like being so strapped and having it be so tight, I had to pass up going to see an AFI concert because I literally didn't have the cash for it. I know that seems so trivial, but I was like, Davey Havoc and I'm like, he dedicated a song to me last time we went. Like, it's a situation. I love him. And I just couldn't afford it. And so I made that decision too. This is going to sound weird. I'm like totally oversharing here, but I was sitting out. We have a little like inflatable hot tub. It's nothing fancy, but it's good for the bones every once in a while. And I was sitting out in it one night and I just was feeling kind of disappointed with myself. This was like maybe 3 months ago. I was a little down on myself and I was feeling a little disappointed. And I was, I sat there and I'd had a few adult beverages and I thought to myself, you're freaking charity. Like, you've literally been successful at everything you've done because you're relentless. You will always give to others before you're thinking of yourself. So you always pay it forward and you always get that in return. You make whatever work because you know that you can make it work. And I started just kind of speaking life into myself, and I got a little emotional and a little teary about it. And I came inside and I was going to tell Justin, and unfortunately he had already fallen asleep, but it was good. I told him next morning and I just said, I'm charity. Like, I'm charity. What am I doing? Why am I putting off listing? Why am I not taking this seriously? Why am I not being consistent? Why am I not going back to my old listings? Why am I just frozen in time and not moving forward? And I made that decision that, I think I was frozen by the financial stuff that we started going through because we weren't bringing in the money that we used to. And I didn't have money to go to this concert. And as dumb as that sounds, it lit this fire under me of just like, that's ridiculous. What are you doing? Like, let's go. And so that's when I decided to start getting consistent. And it took me about a month and a half to get that really, really going. And then, of course, last month with the 30-day push that I did, that just put it in overdrive. And now it's like I'm getting up every morning. I got my coffee. I got my yogurt and my banana. I'm watching 30 minutes of TV to wake up and eat my breakfast. And then I'm just going and I'm hitting it and I'm running it and I'm going to reach those goals and I'm going to get out of every single little financial thing. I'm going to have money for AFI. I'm going to have money for VIP at AFI. I'm going to have money for the next time Blink 182 comes into town, and I'm going to buy the VIP tickets. I'm going to have enough money to pay for plane fare whenever I want to for my son to come down and visit. And I am not going to sit down at the back of the room and be complacent anymore and watch all these other resellers make hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here I am trying to scrounge up money for a $25 concert. So I made the decision. So I would say that those are my two goals. Southern, I don't know how you do it, and I don't know how you bring that out of me, but you seem to. It's like a thing. And I'm just not going to do it anymore. I am not going to be complacent. I am not going to let this opportunity pass me by. And I am not going to miss another AFI concert ever. So Spoon and Fork, New Braunfels, no, but New Braunfels has Schlitterbahn. They're a chain. Your fabric shirt is wax resist batik. Riz Rise, I love you. You're my favorite. It is batik wax resist. Is that why it says dry clean only? I'm assuming on that. I'm going to take a picture of that. This is my new method. So when the Riz Rise tells me something, put it on a Post-it note, take a picture of it. And that way when I go to list it, I'll know. I did the same thing for I got the same thing for the Cuba shirt now. So, or possibly Ankara. I'll be able to find other ones online, I bet you. I'm going to take a picture of that too. All right. I know that was a little bit of a thing, guys. Sorry about that. Frozen part, you forget what you do exactly. Yeah, sometimes you just got to do it. You got to talk with yourself. Yes. Where'd you get the phone strap? If you go to the old Link Dinkity in my old Belilo, it'll take you over to the Smile store with the arrow. And I have a little, it says reseller tools to use, I believe. Click on that and you'll find it. Yes, stay positive. You helped me out a bunch already. You're my motivation. Yes, Mike. Dude, Mike's numbers is my motivation. We had a conversation about that. In a moment, Chad got a scooter, and if it works, I asked him to do a Mario Kart set. Oh, I got to see that. You better be filming that. You better filming. Yes, speaking it in, Letty. Speaking it in. I have doubled my listing since I followed you because you're so inspiring. Oh, gracious. I love that. That's fantastic. How many do you list every day? Queen, as many as I can. I have a rule. I will not go to bed. I don't care how sick I am. I don't care what has happened without getting one thing listed and getting it cross-listed onto the other platforms. But I would say on average, it's probably anywhere between 15 to 25. If I hit 30, it's felt like a real good day. You are so welcome. Don, welcome in, you guys. Okay, we are speaking things into existence. We are making things happen. We are having shenanigans, and we're also going to take a drink of some seltzer water. Brought to you by the successful, amazing seltzer water. Is it water? Is it bubbles? We don't know, but it's delicious. I don't even know. I lost my mind today, guys. All right, Next thing we've got is a nice little banger t-shirt. This is an upcycle, so it's actually had the sleeves cut off here. This will sell it on Depop. This is definitely something that was bought at a concert. So this is a brand to look for. Optima is one brand. Another brand is Bay Island. Another brand is Triple A. If you can find the woven triple A's, you'll know it's Y2K. If you find the paper triple A's or paper Delta weights or Delta weights, Delta Pros, then you'll know it's newer. And by newer, I can mean anywhere even like 2015, 14, which isn't technically newer, but it is still considered modern. So when you see these, when you see a tag like that in those brands, it means it was not bought at Hot Topic. It was not bought at Spencer's or something. This is from a concert. Now, it has been upcycled. The sides have been cut off, but it'll still sell, especially for this aesthetic. The person that's listening to the Band of Horses would probably cut them off anyways. I don't make videos because I don't know how yet. Hey, I didn't either until what? I've been on doing TikTok with you guys. I think we're almost at 5 weeks now. Wild Oats. Yeah. Wild Oats. Are you talking about this? Is that their song? I don't even know. Hobbyana, welcome in. Riz Rice. Sometimes she says stuff and I'm like, okay, is she talking about the material? What is she talking about? Is she talking about the name of a song? I think I only know one Band of Horses song, which is isn't it like every occasion I'll be waiting for a funeral? Wait, didn't I see that? Oh, yeah, I saw that year before last. I think they were at Bumper Shoot. And I saw them. Yes, we did. And we did. And we waited and we saw that song and then we got out of there because we didn't want to get stuck in traffic. Wild Oats is a tag that only came from concerts. Oh, okay. I've never ran into that before. The Wild Oats. Okay, good. Hello, Peach. And awesome mom, because she's totally awesome. She is awesome and she is a mom. All right, let's get a picture of this puppy here. We got Band of Horses. Let's look at our exposure. Looks good. All right, we'll get some measurements. And the only downside about the paper tags that they do now is it's so hard to photograph them. Maybe that's why I love Y2K stuff. I get all excited because I know I'm not going to have to spend 4 minutes trying to straighten a tag out. I've got a prediction too. Unfortunately, people that aren't resellers don't think about leaving tags on shirts. I definitely would say that I have been guilty of that. Let me look at the color on that. Oh yeah, that's good. And so I have shirts that I have torn. This is probably one of them because I've had this forever. Torn the tag off because it was a paper tag and it was annoying. I have a feeling as resellers, we're going to start coming across more and more shirts that don't have sizing tags on them because people rip them off because they're all the tearaways. You already see it a lot, like Lululemon with the tearaway tags. That's a great brand that has that. And I can't believe this tag is still on here. It just crumpled enough to not annoy the person. If they were annoyed enough to cut the sleeves off, I am kind of surprised that they didn't cut that off too. So I have to take my tweezers and I got to pull down on the thing and go through a whole situation because I'm trying to not show my fingers. But I mean, my fingers are how I hold the tag. So I got my little tweezer things here. And we're just going to make that work. There we go. Yeah, so definitely miss the woven tag situation. Such a bummer. I love how everything got more expensive, yet the tags are not even quite close to the quality as the old one. Here is a question. 32 X32. Oh, yeah, you don't want the spaces. So 32 by 32 is like a size. It would be like breaking up the name of something. It would be like doing LE space VIS. 32x32 is how the search engine, the SEO is going to look for that. It's not going to look for the 32, the space, the X, and the 32. Why don't you want to show your fingers in the photos? Because not everyone's going to like the way my fingers look. Her nails aren't done. They're not, they're too long. They're too short. Like, I just try to keep myself out of the situation as much as possible. When I go to a store and I'm going to buy something from someone, I'm not going to pick up the apple that the produce guy just put down, even though I know every single one of those apples has been touched by the produce guy to stack it on the produce. I'm still not going to pick up the apple that the guy just sat down in front of me. I want to pick up a different one. So I always think of it like that. So I just try to keep my hands out of it as much as possible. It's not always possible, but I think it is for most of them. Alexander, thanks for the like. Ooh, we're at 6.3, you guys. You've been tapping. You've got tapping feet. You've got them tapping feet. They give a low down beat because they begin dancing. You've got toes, 10 little tapping toes. And when you hear a tune, you can't control your aching blues to save us so weary blues. Can't step into my shoes because my shoes refuse to ever go weary. Tap, tap, snap, snap, tap, tap, snap, 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 tapping feet. Because they've got tap, tap, tapping feet. Oh my gosh. That is in the banks from like when my son was little and we watched Kermit the Frog. That is a Kermit the Frog dancing song from the Muppet Show. Whoa. I probably didn't remember all the words, but that just happened. I'm telling you, the songs just come out. There's nothing I can do about it. It just happens. It's a blessing and a curse. I got a song in my heart, man. Charity was just so good in class, but if she could just be quiet and not sing songs the whole time, the rest of the class could get some stuff done. Red cheeks. Eek. Hey, Kim. Froggy Pond finds. Woohoo! Ribbit. All right, band of horses. Oh, we forgot to do our out of Africa measurements on that too. Let's see. I got distracted by writing down all of the Riz's smart things that she said about it because she's the smartest fabric person that's ever lived in the history of the planet. So let's see. We got 20. That's 25 in the front and 27 in the back. Make sure whenever you've got shirts where the front is shorter than the back, in your descriptions under chest or bust, please make sure you're putting both those lengths or you're going to end up with a return because someone's going to say, I thought that this was technically 25 inches, but it's actually 23.75 in the front and it doesn't go down as far as I want to. And it's like, well, yeah, because the shirt's built like that. Like polo shirts are built like that. So it's important that you do that because your chances of returns on that, unfortunately, are higher if you don't do that. And then what size was that technically? I guess it's probably a one size. I'm probably gonna have to like look up the measurements on that. Riz, chest is 21 across, 42 around. Length is 25 front, 27 back. Shoulders are 19. What size would that be in a woman's shirt? So 21 across, which would be 42 around, 25, 27 length, and 19 shoulders. I'm going to go with probably a large in women's, but I could be wrong. Can't remember, but she knows every word. Tapping feet. You just broke me. Oh, no. I can't. I literally can't. I'm broken. You just broke me. You did it. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Well, it's a good thing I don't wear makeup because I'd be running down my face. Woo! Oh, Riz Rise. Oh my goodness. You literally broke me on that one. That gave me the tears. I say large. Gracious says, I have no clue. Medium. Her hard goods knowledge is next level as well. I bet it is. I'm telling you, like, she needs to take us to school. What was the noise? Oh no, it did the thing too. Okay, yeah. So, oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yesterday, Justin asked me if it happened. Oh, okay. When I get laughing really hard, when I get laughing really hard, I do this thing and it goes like, and I can't do it unless I'm laughing, but it goes like, it's a random thing. Oh my goodness. How do you guys get me to tell you these things? Next, let's move right along. Oh, Riz, you broke me. That's why. That's what it was. That was the sound that you make when Riz Rise breaks you. Hey, Renee. Okay. Next up, we've got Austin City Limits Music Festival. This is a 2019, and this has some bangers on the back. Guns N' Roses, Mumford & Sons, Childish Gambino, Cure, Cardi B, Billie Eilish, Tame Impala. It's got a whole bunch of different. It's got the Rocketeers on here, Gary Clark, Lizzo. So this is like even before Lizzo was like super popular. She didn't even make it here on the side yet. So it's got some people on. It's got Third Eye Blind in here. I have a feeling that this will probably go for a good amount. I don't know exactly. It depends on how many were made. It's an XL, which is so fantastic. So, and it's in really good condition. This is something someone bought at the show. Someone that probably doesn't really dress like this, so it's just been like in their closet or something. And I was more than happy to take it off their hands and get it sold. So this kind of stuff's always a little hard to comp unless you do Google Lens, because then you can kind of see how many of them are for sale on the different platforms. You know, if it pulls up, so normally what I'll do is I'll hit Google Lens and then I'll hit see exact matches. And that'll usually take you into an area that will show you like, you know, there's 3 on Poshmark, there's, you know, 3 or 4 on eBay. You know, it doesn't usually pull up Depop stuff that much, but it'll kind of give you an idea. And then in Depop, I'll search for it just to get like a little bit of a metric of how many there are. Because if this is one of the t-shirts where they didn't make very many, let's say extra larges, and this is really something to do with any sort of music festival stuff. Sometimes, like when a band is playing, they'll put in a size order and they'll end up with like way too many smalls. And so you go to sell that t-shirt online and there's like way too many, or they ordered way too many mediums or 2 XLs or something, but they didn't order enough of other sizes. And so the market just gets really flooded. But every once in a while, you'll end up with those ones where the sizes, they didn't order enough of a popular size. So they didn't order enough larges. They didn't order enough XLs. And that's where you can make that good money. So it's important to check not only just the comps of what the musical tour t-shirt or whatnot sold for, but really how many there are in that size. Because there could very well be, 14 smalls for sale, but no extra larges. And you'll see that. And I know this only because I buy and wear mainly music tees. I wear music tees, Star Wars tees. That's basically all I have. I've got like a few Batman things like that, but I don't have like that. That's what I'm buying. So I know how hard it is to find certain t-shirts, that are even on my watch list. Let's say that there's, a Descendants t-shirt, a medium might be $40, but the large might be $160. It's from the exact same tour, exact same year, but because the mediums were so flooded, they're not worth as much, and the larges are harder to find. So that's just a little tip when you're looking up anything that has anything to do with like music stuff or movie release. I love selling movie release t-shirts and stuff like that. I do really well with those. But again, it really depends on how many were available at that time. So with something like this, I'm going to get up here too and get kind of close in with the names, because someone might buy this just because of the one artist on the back that they really like. At work, and the Cyndi Lauper Goonie song came on, I thought to see if you're live. Oh my gosh, y'all know that's my favorite movie. That is my favorite movie. That Cyndi Lauper song is on my playlist. I listen to it all the time. Like, oh my gosh. That's my favorite movie. My favorite line to any movie ever was, yeah, well, this was my wish. This is my dream, and it didn't come true. So I'm taking it back. I'm taking them all back. Favorite thing ever. Love it. Love it. Okay. So we're going to get this bagged up here. Boop, boop, boop. Did I miss anything, guys? Riz, you were at this show? No way. Seriously? So Austin City Limits, is this something that they do every single year then? I haven't been here long enough to know. I am so curious to know if this is something that they do all the time, because if so, I will definitely be there. Heck yeah, every year. Oh, that's fantastic. Lisa, you were too? No way. So you guys got to see all of that? That's bangers, man. That's a lot of really huge, like, musicians. Like, oh my gosh. I would love to see The Cure. I don't think I've ever seen The Cure. I'm going through my memory bank. Have I ever seen The Cure? I don't think I have. I would love to see that. Is it in summer? When is it? Oh, that's in October. Oh, wait. Is that coming up again? Is that coming up this year? Ooh. Austin City Limits 2024. Is that like a thing that's happening? Oh, yeah. What's the lineup? Ooh, performers. All right. We're going to pause this for a second and take a look. Who do we got? Chris Stapleton, Blink 182. Excuse me? Excuse me? Is this real? What? Nora Jones Foster, The People? Whoa. Porter Robinson. Oh my gosh. How did I not know about this? And then Saturday is Dua Lipa, Pretty Lights, Teddy Swims. I don't know any of those people. Something Corporate. I've seen them all tons of times. And then Sunday is Tyler, the Creator, Sturgill Simpson, Dom Doe. I don't know who most of those people are. There's looks like some okay people this year. I mean, Blink 182, that's amazing. But that year, that 2019 one, that's the legit banger right there. It's 2 weekends. Is that 2 weekends? Or is that two? I don't know anything about this. That's crazy. I only went for The Cure. Yeah, that's what I would have gone for too. Although Guns N' Roses would be pretty fun to see. Teddy Swims, I Lose Control. I don't know who that is. Yes, it's in 2 weeks. It's a blast. Well, all right. Well, all right, guys. I don't see anybody on there that I absolutely can't live without. But Foster the People would be fine. I'd love to see Blink 182, but I want to literally go to their actual concert. Last time I saw them was 2009. I will say this right now. I literally, hands down, know every lyric to every Blink 182 song that has ever been out. I would say it, and I would feel 93% confident in saying that. That is like our family's band. My son even has a giant Blink 182 tattoo on his arm. It's the only tattoo he has. We are huge fans. So you got to say it slow. I lose control. I don't know the song though. First and second weekend, third day festival, they sell single day passes. Oh, so crazy. Well, guys, I love living here. I'm telling you, like in Washington State, they ain't having music festivals in October because it's rainy and you're stuck inside forever. So, all right, got another t-shirt here. This is a nice little banger as well. Let's get front. So you guys were asking about the exposure, and the person that was asking, I hope they're still in here. So all I did was change my exposure on here to +3, and look at how nice and white and crisp that is. But because I'm using the daylight lights, If I was using the more yellowy color, then it would look like this. So these are like more yellow lights. Look at the difference just in me. So that's a yellow, that is a standard warm light bulb. And then you move to the regular lighting and look at what a difference that is. Like, that's huge, right? I don't look like I need to go see a physician. Okay, let's get this measured out and take a picture of that. And then we're going to do our length on that. And then we're going to do our chest on that. She doesn't remember anything, but she knows all the words to tap and feed. I'm telling you, Riz Rise, you literally actually broke me and the internet with that one. So this is a Brockhampton shirt, and I got it at that same garage sale that I got that little chicken piggy bank from that I still need to open that has money in it. I literally got paid at a garage sale. I bought a vintage piggy bank and it actually has money in it, which is hilarious. It's been a thing for decades, says Lisa. Yeah, see, I've only lived here. We moved down here. I think we got here on the 18th of October last year. I think that's the date that we got here. Because our house had closed on the 1st, but my back was so bad from moving and loading stuff that we were stuck at our best friend's house in Washington for like 2 weeks because my back was so bad I couldn't sit in the car to travel down here. Oh, so terrible. White cool lights also attract the least amount of bugs. Oh, that's interesting. That's a good call. Remember when it was just studios in the park and now a festival? It's crazy how that happens. We've got a festival up in Washington called Bumper Shoot that's like that. I remember going and seeing Cake, and there was 8 people at the concert. 8. They were playing on this little side stage. By the next year, they had blown up so big they were on the main stage. I remember when Beck played the first time, and I saw Beck, and it was like 10 people, 15 people, and then it was like 2,000 the next year. And it went from literally like this little tiny thing in the Seattle Center to like this whole like giant thing. It's so crazy when that happens. Of course, the ticket prices reflected that. I need help. What concert album was a memo pad with a piece of tape across it? That is a pop quiz. I don't know. I can't think of anyone that's like that. What style of music do you think it was? Like, what's your go-to? Was it country? Was it pop? Is it rock, alternative? Like, you got any? Give us a hint. Can anybody think of that? Southern says with a memo pad with a piece of tape across it. Yeah, I don't know on that one. We got somebody in here that's gonna know though. Oh, Rags and Racks. I like that name. That's Rags and Racks. Come on in, hang out. This guy told me it was good. Probably like rock. El Jefe. El Jefe is also in one of my favorite bands. Maybe not this El Jefe. No Effects. They are my second favorite band, third favorite band of all time. Descendants are first. Motion City Soundtrack is second. No Effects is third. You guys are probably like, I don't even know who any of those people are. And that's okay, because we all have a variety of likes, right? All right, let's take a look at our measurements. Looks like our chest on this is a 20. Our length is a 31. Our shoulders are a 21. That says it's a large, but man, that seems like an extra large to me. Huh, it's just a loose baggy large. 21 pilots, said Gracious. Do we try looking it up? What is the rock album that has a memo piece of paper with a tape on it? We're going to find out. We're going to see if, I'm sure you probably already did this, but, oh yeah, I'm not getting nothing. It's trying to sell me photo albums. Nah, I'm sure it's a little older. Interesting. Well, now you're going to make me think about it. So now when you find out, you got to tell me. All right, we got another super banger. We talked about this one actually on the live the other day. I just had to clean it up. So this is a Brooks Brother but it's also a Pendleton, really good condition, no moth holes, obviously wool. It's just in such good condition. And this is perfect for your descriptive words to have holiday, Christmas party, holiday party, office party, lumberjack, rustic, cozy core. Those are just a few of the things I can think of for a shirt like this. I expect this to go pretty quickly. I am going to wind up asking, probably I have to comp it. I'm guessing it's probably somewhere around the like $65 range would be my guess. It may be more. I may be able to get more for it because it is a holiday inspired shirt and we are headed that direction. People will start thinking about it. And I'm fine with like this kind of stuff. I'm totally cool with it sitting in my store for a minute, because if it sits in my store for a minute, it just drives traffic to me. And that's great. So I don't mind that at all. I will take something sitting for something like this. I'll probably end up getting tons and tons of lowball offers for something like this, but that's okay. So when you guys, I don't know if you know this, but when search engine optimization is looking for where to put you in what's called the ranking system, it is not only looking for, and this pretty much goes for every website, it's not only looking for the item, but it's also ranking you as far as your communication popularity, meaning that if I get tons and tons of offers on this and I go back and forth, every time we go back and forth, that just adds a point to my popularity ranking. So every offer I get, every offer I send, all of that, it's telling the SEOs like, ooh, this is a popular thing. This is a popular thing. We should show more of it, which is one of the reasons, I know you guys have heard me talk about this before, but it's one of the reasons why I will price a couple things in my store kind of really high that I know are bangers that are going to bring in a lot of traffic, because it's going to bring a lot of offers in. It's going to bring a lot of conversation pieces, I guess you could call it, in. It's just going to bring attention to my page and my wall. And that's how SEOs work for selling sites as well as for social media sites. It's why people tell you to always end everything in a question, because it creates that communication back and forth. And it's like point, a point, a point, a point, ding, 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 popularity, ding, ding. So there's nothing wrong with keeping that conversation going, right? Whenever you can think of like, how can I add value to other people by having a conversation, you'll always wind up getting something out of it in return. Besides just being a nice and decent and awesome human, it'll also really help you and stuff with your algorithms too. So, Southern Treasures, auction. Oh, nope. No, you're not talking to me. Yeah, Google isn't doing well with the searches. What do you mean by that down south, Mike? I'm curious what you mean. I'm not sure what you mean. He says Google isn't doing well with the searches. As far as like finding your stuff or finding things you want, or what do you mean on that one? Oh, for the album art. Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't see anything either, Southern. Now you're going to have us all like with smoke coming out of our ears trying to figure out what that is. Like, I just can't think of an album that has that on there. It sounds like it would be like an older rock album would be my guess. So this is our Pendleton. And did we take a picture of the tag? I don't even remember if we did. I'm thinking about memo pads and rock albums. This is one of the other reasons why I always write down stuff while I'm doing this, because otherwise I put clothes away. Whether I'm on here with you guys or I'm doing this on my own, I wind up putting clothes away, and then I end up having to go get them back out of the tubs and everything. And let's see, we always want to get that other tag that's down there. What year is this one? This is a 2000. Oh, this is a 2014 too. So that's good. So not only is it a Pendleton, not only is it a Brooks Brother, not only, of course, is it wool, but it also is a 2014. So that's like I can even do like a post Y2K on that. I don't like really going any higher than like 2015 at the most for post Y2K, but I'll put like post and then dash Y2K. Very, very important that you either make that one word or that you make it like a dash word, because otherwise you can get called out on the platform for saying something is Y2K if it's not. But if you do post Y2K and it's still all considered one word, then you're not saying that it's Y2K, you're saying it's post Y2K. I can see it in my head says DW, and I can't for the life of me tell you who it is. Ooh, Southern, you got everybody guessing on this one. Thanks for the hearts, you guys. Oh, we stalled out. We stalled out the hearts. We stalled at 6.3. It's happening. Our brains are all thinking it's okay. I'm forgetting to take pictures of the size tags. So we're trying to think of that album. Yeah, I can't think of it either. All right, so we got 23 across. We've got our length is 29.5. Our sleeves are 25.5, and our shoulders on that are a 16.5. It looks like. What was the mean color? Yo, don't make me go purge my money, my money pile. Yeah, because we don't call it a hoard or anything. We call it the money pile, which I really like that. That's like the positive spin on it. Kelsey, TLP all is here. Welcome in, welcome. Okay, next thing we've got here, since we're already doing wool, we've got a couple skirts here. So this is a vintage Talbots. Take a look at how old that label is. I don't buy a ton of Talbot stuff. Now, here's the weird thing about Talbots. Talbot seems like it would be the banger to get. Their stuff is always a little bit more expensive. It's kind of nice higher end. Their shoes are usually really great. For some reason, the sell-through rate for me hasn't been totally awesome. But that being said, I know other people that do great with Talbots. I got these though because 1, they were $1, 2, they're wool, and 3, they're vintage, and 4, they are 100% like login look or Lagan look. They are cottage core. They are farm core. They're heritage. So they have just like a lot of descriptive words I'll be able to use. They do have a couple little like moth holes. So I think what I'm going to do, I've got 2 of these, and I think I'm going to just sell them together. Because someone that's going for this look is buying these because they want that like heritage farmer, old West yellow, old 1826 Yellowstone kind of look is what they're going for with this. So I think I'm going to end up selling these together. So what I'm going to do is get pictures of them separate, and then I'll kind of put them together on the same hanger and just roll with it that way. Just because I think that it's going to be easier for me to sell them if they're a pair, since they're literally like the exact same skirt. Just one is in brown and one is in blue. So we'll get this one first here, and then we'll get the back of this one. And whoever had this little skirt, definitely, this has been in storage for a while because it's got like a couple, like I said, it's got a few of the little like moth holes on it, just from probably being out in the garage or whatnot. So we're going to get all the little hairs that have gotten there over time. Oh man, I saw someone's post the other day in a Facebook group. They had bought something on like a whatnot show or something. And I don't know if you guys have had this happen, but they got their item and it was just full of like cat or dog hair. Like, we're not talking like a hair here or there. Cause like, I mean, I try to get everything off of mine, but I've got 2 pets in my house and I'm trying to not ever let them near any of the inventory. But I mean, it's life and there's going to be hairs here and there. But this stuff that they got from Whatnot, it was like basically looked like they had thrown a pet in with it, and the pet had just like rolled around in there or something. I'll be the next person to move to Texas for reselling, right? Oh my gosh. Oh wait, I bought higher and stuff in silk and linen and a red with blood stains. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh no. Ooh, the Rizzes. So Riz, are these your favorite bands? Cure, New Order, Joy Division, and Morrissey. Riz, are you a sad boy? Are you a sad boy in there? Where's the Smiths? Ivy got Morrissey, but those are bangers, man. Riz, those are bangers. I gotta do shows. They have their animals in the same room when they're running it. Yeah, I mean, Jack will come to the door and I'll pick him up for you guys to look at every once in a while, but that's it. Oh gracious, that is tough, man. Riz says Talbot's plus size for me only. Yeah, I wouldn't buy any of their stuff for sure if they were like if they weren't like a larger size. It won't sell. Jack is practically hairless. He's got hair, but he's like a smooth boy. He's like super smooth, and he does shed a little bit, but like we have a brush. Oh my gosh, it's actually kind of adorable. I got this little like kind of like a horsehair brush and off the Smile store, and he sees it. I have it sitting on my chair next to me in the living room. So when I'm watching TV or playing games in between games, he'll jump up, and I got the little brush, and we call it brushings. So I'm like, ooh, brushings. He's probably going to come because he hears that. Brushings, and I'll brush him, and then I put him down, and then Sally comes up, and I'm like, oh, brushings, and we do our little brushings. I feel like, do you guys remember Inspector Gadget? Do you remember Dr. Claw with his cat, where he's like, I'll get you next time, Gadget, next time, and his cat's like, Rawr! That's what they are. They're just like my little minions here in my chair getting their brushings. The original sad boy. You even spelled it right. That's my girl. That's my girl. Okay, so we've got the brown one here. I'm going to go ahead and get photos of this blue one, and I'm assuming these are literally the same. Yeah, they are exactly the same. Let me check the sizing, though, before I say that. It feels like they're the same. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and just do these together because they've got the couple little pinholes in them. I think they'll sell better together. And like I said, I got both of these for $1. So not even $1 a piece. I got both of them for $1. So you can't snooze on a 50-cent 1990s Talbot's size 18 skirt. I mean, I'll probably be able to get with the pinholes. I don't know, maybe like $30 or something like that. I don't know, guys. I'm probably making that up. I don't even know. You know, it's interesting when it comes to women's clothing like this. I just don't have the best metric, like guessing how much it's going to be. And I don't run a lot of comps and stuff when I'm out and about at garage sales because of the fact that I just am getting stuff for so cheap. So it's like, it's a whatever situation. You know, it's like, even if these sold for $10 a piece, like it would be worth it because I'm getting it for such a low price that it just doesn't, you know, it doesn't really matter. All right, we're getting all these goobers off. Man, this thing has definitely been sitting for a while. It smells clean. It's just like a little bit like it's just got a lot of lint and stuff on it from sitting in a bag with I don't even know how many other things for how many years. Like that label, just judging by the beefiness of it and the look of it, I would say it's probably like easily like a 1991. Probably. I remember when this style was really popular at that time. I think it's come around and back again like 3 times now or something. So it's been around for a while. All right. That looks pretty good. We got off all the little bad guys there, or at least as many as humanly possible. I always say in my descriptions, seller describes things as accurately as humanly possible, because at the end of the day, like, nobody's perfect, and I am certainly not perfect. So, all right, that looks good there. And then we'll get this side, and then I'll show you guys how I do my 2 items when I sell it. So I always get pictures of them individually, and then I just put them together. So I always hang one up on the top. That's why I like this little 2 spoke thing, is I'll hang one at the top and one at the bottom. And then that way I can just kind of make it look like, oh, there's two skirts here. I don't know if it's the best way to do it, but that's how I do it. And it's always worked. It's always worked for me in the past. So I think that looks about as good as it's going to be. Not too bad there. So we got two skirts, and we definitely need to go up on our exposure just a little bit. Let's take a look and see how that looks. No, too light. Too light. We need to change exposure. Oh, it's because it went up to +7. All right, there we go. Let's take a look at that. That looks pretty good. Not too shabby. And then I'll put them together on the same one and then show that the measurement's the same. It's literally exactly the same on both of these. So I don't need to get too crazy and measure the whole thing twice. That's just way too much. Is this going to be long enough? No, I'm going to have to get out the other ruler. I'm going to have to get out our big ruler. Do you wash everything you find? Keegan, that's such a good question. I do two things. I do the sight and smell test. So I look at an item. If it looks dirty, I get it washed or I wash it. If it smells funky, then it's going to get washed. Otherwise, if I smell it, it smells like laundry soap and it looks clean, then I'm going to sell it as is. If the item is wool, I can't wash that. I'm not going to get these dry cleaned to sell them. They're not worth it financially for me to do that. So on most of my wool items, I'll put in there, item appears clean, has not been dry cleaned. You know, the person can do that. That's their choice. Tino, what's up? Tino, I was shouting you out actually earlier on Surf's live this morning. They were asking who to follow for shoe advice. So if you guys need shoe advice, okay, everyone stop what you're doing. Listen up. If you guys want shoe advice on someone that knows like a mad thing about shoes that are selling currently, retail arbitrage, any of that kind of stuff, Tino is your person to follow. So give this guy a follow. He knows, like, it's like mad. Like the stuff that he knows is crazy. Do you see that? Did the Visties drop today? I'm wondering, the Nike Visties. I know those are supposed to drop today. Those look like they're going to be pretty fire shoes. Don't say that. I tell everyone I'm perfect. Well, my dogs think I'm perfect, and that's all that matters. Follow Tino. Yeah, he's definitely the one to follow for sure. When can we get a lesson in Washington light, medium, dark, acid stone, etc.? I'm mostly lost. Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I should probably. You know what? I should put that on my list of videos to do for sure. Because that is really, really, really important to put what the different washes are in your listings. Because people will purchase, that's a search engine thing. If they want to know, is this stone wash? Is it acid wash? It's going on the list. It's going on the list, gracious. We got our list of things. So we need different washes of jeans. I'm going to put acid, stone. There's also double stone, etc. And that's a good question. Hi, caught you on live. Annie, I'm happy to see you. I saw you earlier today. I think you were, you were on Surfs, weren't you? I just posted denim that was hard sanded. That was the industrial indigo. That would probably be like a dark wash is obviously what you'd want to use on anything that's indigo. The most simple explanation that a customer, potential buyer is going to look at is going to be them saying dark wash. And I would even put in your descriptions like bluish, purplish hues, purple, blue. You could put those down in your trigger words too, because you always have to think too, like, as resellers, I think sometimes we can tend to like overcomplicate things a little bit. I know I can, because that's just how my brain works. So I'm going to go always for these big fancy words, and it's fine to have those in there because there is a graphic of the population that's going to search for that. But there's also a graphic of the population that's going to just search for bottom basic terms like dark wash, purplish color, purple, blue, bluish, any of those kind of nightshade or whatever you want to call a different color. the average person might be looking for that. So don't forget on some of that stuff just to keep it like super simple. So it said this is made of Italian fabric. Oh, and these are made in the USA. Yeah, these are old. And it's 100%. Let's see, what does it say? 100% wool, of course. Dry clean only. Yeah, wild, crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a Talbot's. I've come across a couple other Talbot's wool stuff, but I've never seen one that says made of Italian fabric. Riz Rise, you ever seen that before? Made in the USA Talbot's. I mean, this has got to be like what, 91, 92 probably. Most companies stopped manufacturing in the United States. A lot of them ended like around 94. Is kind of like right in there is kind of a trigger for a lot of them. Not all of them. A lot of them did later, and a lot of them still do. But that was kind of when things started transitioning. You were on Sir's Live. He was so kind. I sent him the pics to look at. He was so helpful and awesome. Oh, that's great, Annie. That's cool. You know what? Surf is such a great guy. I really enjoy watching him. He just reminds me totally of the kind of person that I like. Very honest, very cool, very open with his stuff. Just he is there to help everybody out, and I've learned a ton from him. Learned a ton about ties today from him because I don't know anything about him, and it's something I see ties at garage sales all the time, and I'm just like, I feel so lost. And I'm trying to turn and burn at these sales because I'm trying to get to as many as I can. He or she who gets to the most sales is going to win. So I am trying to get in and out of there. So I don't always take a lot of time to like do a lot of my my comping at garage sales. So I'm trying to go so quick. It's not like when you're at a thrift store and you can linger for hours. It's like, I need to get here. I need to get these items and I need to get out of here and out of this person's driveway. So I don't spend a whole lot of time. So it's nice learning those things on the side because now I kind of have an idea, a little bit of a few to look for. And then, of course, I'm just going to start learning more and more and more. Yeah, willing to share the knowledge. Hey, thank you for the compliment, Annie. This setup, this was our third attempt and definitely my favorite. All right, let's weigh this because this is definitely going over a pound on this, and we do not want to have a Mercari mistake and have it accidentally sell and have it be the wrong weight. So this is going to be 1.13 on the skirts. Okay, and that was number 1012. Those were a size 18. Let's take a look at our measurements here. So we've got our length. These are long boys. So that's a 37 length in that. So that's definitely an ankle duster. And then we've got our waist is 17.5. So that's going to be a 35-inch waist. So a little small for a size 18, but that's why we always put the measurements in there. I've been looking at ties since his post, but haven't found the big one. Yeah. What was the brand that he was talking about earlier? What was the tie brand that was the really big one? Was it the Briori, the B one? Was that the one that he was talking about earlier today? As a newbie, I super appreciate everyone who shares. I have practical knowledge. I always feel bad. Yeah, don't feel bad, man. We all started out somewhere, Gracious. The amount of stuff that I know talking about shirts and stuff now compared to what I knew even 2 months ago, life changing. We find people. Before I found TikTok and before I found out that there's all these resellers I can be watching, my son was a huge Daily Refinement fan. And so he watched literally thousands of hours of that. And then he taught me a lot. So we have to learn from somebody, right? Zegna, that's right. Yeah, Zegna suits, that's the Switzerland brand. Yeah, those are really, if you guys see Zegna suits out there in the wild, they are worth a good penny for sure. Just remember that that's one of the brands that the sizing is weird on them. I think their sizing is always like, because it's in Swiss size, so it's always like 10 times or something. So it's like, if you find a suit that's like a 56, it's actually like a 46, I think. I think Zegna's, I think that they're like that. That's how you learn no one knows it all. Yeah. Another Bolo brand for you guys to look out for is Amiri. It's A-M-I-R-I. A-M-I-R-I. And they kind of have that Starboy aesthetic that we were talking about earlier. So where like hip hop and streetwear is going right now is it's headed towards a very like black and white and gray aesthetic is like super hot right now. And I'm not talking about the loose baggy 90s streetwear. I'm talking about the more like sleek look. If you look it up, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's A-M-I-R-I. And their shirts and stuff are bangers. I mean, they go for anywhere between 400 to 1,200 each. They're usually around 200 to 250 used. They have jeans. They have all sorts of stuff. Huge, huge, huge money makers if you see those out in the wild. Yes, he helped me on that. It was a 54, but it's a 44. Yeah. Yes, the suits. There's a couple other brands that are like that too, Annie. And I can't remember the names of it, but there are a couple other suit brands out there that are like not the size that they actually say they are. Like, who would ever know that? I know, right? Exactly. Like, that's why we watch people as we learn. If anyone ever needs spreadsheet or software help, that's me. I'm happy to walk anything through. You might get taken up on that offer. Sir, dude, were your ears burning? What is happening? We were literally just talking about you. You can't make that up. Guys, am I telling the truth? We literally were just talking about you. That is insane. Yeah. Sir, we were just talking about the suits. And the what are the other brands that the suits are the weird sizes where it's actually 10 less? Okay, while he's answering that, we got a super banger here, guys. This is an Affliction. This is a Freedom Defender shirt. This is easily a $60 shirt. It's in pretty good condition. I see one tiny pinhole, two tiny pinholes. I should get anywhere between like 50 to 60 on this, just depending on how many of these are out there of this exact print. But with it being a election year and with this whole like MMA aesthetic being so hot right now, I think we're going to do pretty well with this one. I would imagine. It's got the pew pew on the back. It's got the American flag, pew pew's there, and it's the lightweight cotton. It's an extra large. I mean, you literally couldn't get much better for this. Picked this up at a little garage sale for $1. Of course, you guys know I am the holler for $1. If it's $1, I will find it. And we're going to get a picture of this here. We're going to look at our exposure, take a look and see how it looks. That looks great. And then we're going to do our shoulders and we'll do our chest and length. Yeah, so if you guys ever see Affliction, if anyone hasn't ever told you before, never, 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 never pass up on Affliction. You will sell it. You'll sell it for a lot and you'll sell it really fast. So this is an example of an item on Depop that this will probably sell on Depop, especially because it's got a couple little pinholes. But I will probably mark it up just a little bit higher on Depop than what I want to actually sell it for, because I want to drive that traffic to my store. So I know I'm going to be popping on that 10% off sale on Depop because I always do. I've got the free bundle shipping on there. I'm doing offers through Posher. And we're going to play Let's Make a Deal in our talking back and forth on Depop. Because again, remembering Depop is a social media platform that just happens to sell clothes. So with this item, I'll probably mark it up like $5 or $6, maybe even $10 higher than I want. Because what will happen is it'll end up becoming a trending item in my store. Because it is a real Affliction shirt. It's not even like a knockoff or anything like that. And so because it's a real one, I am going to end up with a ton of traffic to my site. So I want to keep it in there as long as I can so that I can ride that algorithm wave and get more and more people over to my wall. Now, does that mean they're going to go through and buy anything else from my wall? No, that's not what it's about. It's the fact that my wall will rank up higher for SEOs to be able to search for that and find that. I could I might have this in my store forever and it won't be this that sells, but it'll be, this North Face hoodie that sells because it now all of a sudden my North Face hoodie is getting 1.1 thousand or 1,100 views instead of the normal 600 views it would get on Depop because of the fact that I'm riding that wave. So don't be afraid. Every once in a while, I usually do like 1 or 2 items a week where I'll go in and really raise the price up high. I also keep things in my store with the price low because I want people to put those in with the bundles. I want to encourage them to buy the more expensive things. So I always keep some stuff that's a little low because it'll trend because it's inexpensive. And I also keep things that are a little high because it'll trend because it's expensive, and this one will trend because it's not as expensive. So don't be afraid to do that. That works really, really well on Depop. That's one little trick that will keep you riding that Depop wave and keep you selling stuff like mad. Don't picture it, I'll buy it. Mike, you want me to not ride the wave? You want me to not ride the wave? What are you doing to me? Let's see. What Surf say? I think Charity inspired you. That's funny. Mike's like, no, I want it. Can you show your phone lanyard setup? Yes. So this is the lanyard here. If you follow the old Link Dinkity and the old IOE, go over to the Smile store and you guys will see it. It's in the resellers tools category thing I have over there. What I really like about this is this little tab just permanently stays in the back of your phone, but it has been in here, guys. This is now a full summer, over a summer of using this. Every garage sale, every time I list, I wear it to every concert I go to because I unfortunately set things down and lose them because that's how my brain works. And it also, what I really like about this is it's long enough. I'm tall, so I'm 5'9", and I'm a tall person, and it's long enough for me. It also has this on it, and I use this all the time. If my glasses little hook wasn't in, I use it for my sunglasses. So when I go to sales, I got my sunglasses on when I get there, but if I need to look up something on my phone, I got to put my glasses on. So I take my sunglasses off and I just put them in this little hook, and then it just hooks down. I freaking love this thing. It's my favorite thing I've ever bought. Post it, but I want it. Yeah, I'm going to try to ride the more expensive wave on that, Mike, but hit me up. Don't be afraid to hit me up on that. I paid for boosting on Depop today for my listing. JT says he boosts everything on there. Always, Annie. If you're not boosting on Depop, I'm sorry, friends. You ain't gonna get love. I know you hate to hear that, but take it from someone that sells tons of stuff on Depop. If you're not boosting, Depop is so outrageously popularity centric. Because again, it's a social media app that just happens to sell clothing. So if you're not boosting on there, you're making a huge mistake. Just pad your stuff. So that's what I do. If I want to sell something for $20, I market it at 24 because I'm going to have 10% off sale immediately going on. I'm going to offer free shipping on bundles, so it may sell in a bundle. I'm going to wheel and deal a little bit, and then I'm going to have to pay the Depop payment fee and then also boosting fee, which is going to bring this down to, guess what, $20, which is exactly what I wanted to sell it for originally. So don't be afraid to pad your stuff a little bit. You guys know I also pad my shipping on Depop. So I don't ship inside of Depop because when you do that, you can't make any money. It's like on eBay. You can pad your shipping there too, right? It's different with Poshmark. It's different with Meracri because those printed labels are printed internally, grailed, it gets spit out to you. You just got to ship it that way. But on Depop, it's just like eBay. You can pad that shipping just a little bit, make that extra money, and use it as a quote unquote handling fee. Thinking about the same thing I just talked about during my live. Yeah, I mean, if you're not boosting, you got to do it. Just pad those prices a little bit. It makes a difference. And it's not much, guys. It's not like they're taking, I think they took a total of, well, let's see, what did we sell on Depop today, guys? We sold Ariats, we sold Vans, we sold those Zergling slippers, we sold a cat pin, we sold, didn't we ship another pair of shoes? I think we sold like 4 pairs of shoes on Depop, a pair of pants, and a pin or something today. And I think my total fees for everything was like $8 in boosting fees. And we sold like $260 worth of stuff. So heck yeah, take it. Here you go, Depop, have it. Thank you for putting me up in the algorithms. And that's all stuff I just listed too. Like it happens fast. I look at likes first and then go high to low. No wonder I had no sales, got to pay to play. Yeah, it is what it is. I feel the feel issue that bad, 8%. The fee issue. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing too on Depop, guys. They got rid of the seller fees. So yeah, you're still paying a payment fee, like $1.36 or whatever it winds up being according, but that's like nothing. You know, just keep your prices higher like you would have had them on Depop before. I mean, look at what eBay takes. Look at what Poshmark takes. Oh, I mean, Poshmark kills me. I literally, the amount of money that Poshmark takes to me is bananas. And I ain't boosting closets. I'm not doing nothing over there. And it seems like the amount that they take over there, I can sell something for $19 and I get $12. I'm like, how are you taking $7? Like if that was over on Depop, even with my boosting, even with the 10%, even with all of that, it would still be like $4.80 or something. Like it's crazy. Like yeah, they lost their minds over there. I don't get it. I know a lot of people like selling on Poshmark, and of course I sell stuff over there, but if I sell it on another platform, I'm happy because they never take as much. It's probably why you see a lot of resellers padding their Poshmark prices. So if you go to, and I noticed this when I first started reselling, and I could never understand why people did that. I'd look up someone's stuff or their closet just to see what their pictures look like, and I'd be like, they've got that shirt for sale for 24 on eBay, but they've got it for 28 over on Poshmark. Why would they sell it for more over there? That doesn't make any sense to me. Well, of course, now it makes sense to me, like because of the fact that the fees are just so brutal over there. So I don't know. Poshmark they're doing their own thing. They have an attitude problem. All right. What do we got here? By attitude, I mean how much money they're taking from us. Next one we've got here, this is a total banger. This is a vintage Ben & Jerry's Vermont's Finest ice cream and frozen yogurt shirt. I freaking love this. This is so hot. This is so cool. The amount of aesthetic words we're going to be able to use in this. I mean, we're going to be able to do everything from Woodstock to Coachella, festival, tour, hippie with an I, hippie with an E, hippie with a Y. Hippie core, we're going to be able to do loose, baggy, obviously tie-dye. I mean 60s. It's so many things. So it's just a sweet little shirt. It's been taken care of really, really well. It's on a super beefy Gildan Ultra Cotton. Now, this is not the double back tag. If it was a double back tag, it would tell me it was more like anywhere between like probably a 95 to like a 2004-ish. I'm going to go with this is probably closer to like a 2006 on this Gildan with the Ultra Cotton, maybe 2007. So technically it's probably not vintage. It's probably retro, but I will always confirm. I always look up tags, and usually you can find that on Pinterest or somewhere that it's talked about that. So I can usually date them pretty well. I can also usually tell from the size tag here. So this says made in Honduras. If it said made in Mexico, then I would know we're probably more in that early Y2K up to like 2008, 2009. No, that's a little too late. Probably 2007. Because I see the made in Honduras, I'm going to go more with probably like 2007 to 2012. I'm going to go with that. I bet that we're about right in that. You're so smart when it comes to titles and what keywords to use. Yeah, you learn from watching this kind of stuff. I learned how to do my titles the correct way from Laura over at Wild and Almost Free. She taught me how to do my titles. She has zeroed on sales and who wears what and why. Yeah, it's it's what I'm interested in. I spent a lot of time looking it up. I spent a lot of time searching it. And it's just, it's interesting to me. I love all the aesthetics. Variety is the spice of life, and it's my favorite spice. So thanks for the compliments, you guys. All right, let's get this up here and get this photographed. Man, this is so bright. This is just such a beautiful shirt. I love this one. Oh, I love this. It's so pretty. Like, I don't know that I wear tie-dye. I mean, unless it's in my hair, but I definitely think that this is just such a gorgeous shirt. And there is someone that is going to be very, very, very excited. Now on this one, this is a good example of where I'm going to put my exposure up to 0.3. Otherwise, it's going to look a little bit darker. And by doing that, it looks like on my phone exactly what it looks like in person, which is exactly what you want. You do not want the color to look off or fake, or you're going to have some really upset customers with some really unkind reviews left because you mismanaged the color aspect. Now, is it going to prevent you totally from that happening? Nope, because guess what? People have bad days and they leave bad reviews and it sucks and nobody wants it, but it happens. So all we can do as resellers is try to be as accurate as we can. And as long as you've done your job, you're able to pat yourself on the back and tell yourself that you've done a great job. And then you just move on to the next item, right? There's so many things to be photographed and so many things to sell and so many garage sales and thrift stores and yard sales and estate sales and every storage lockers. Arizona's doing storage lockers. I mean, there's so much stuff out there in the world that it's best to just move on and not sweat the small stuff. All right, let's get a picture of this here. Yeah, so this says made in Honduras. It does say imported from Mexico. So that does tell me we're still hitting in that. God, man, I want to say this is a 2007. I want to say this is a 2007. I don't know that. You know what? Let's look. Let's go to Google Lens and see if anyone else, because sometimes you'll find people that owned the shirt originally. If you're really lucky, that happens. Let's take a look here and see if we can find anybody else here. So this one says Y2K. This one says USA made American, which that's not true because that's not what this is. So you got to watch out for those. Make sure too that you guys are not just taking what someone else says in their listing as the truth, because this person is saying made in the USA and it's not. That's that exact same shirt. That is not a made in the USA shirt. Yeah, nobody's got it dated here, but I'm gonna go with 2007. I'm gonna go with 2000. That's what I'm feeling, but I don't know that for a fact. I'm just going with it. Yo, Jim, what is up? I'm happy to see you. Do you have a video with the details of your setup? Yeah, Annie, it's over on the old Tubi of the UB. I have a video over there. It's like 2 minutes long. It tells you exactly how I made this. It even shows you a video of Justin putting it together. And then also all the different things I got for it to use and where I got them. I love this setup. You could never in the world talk me into doing anything different than this. This was my third attempt at a setup. The first attempt I did was lay flat. I couldn't get that to work right. Then I tried just the board against the wall propped up with feet folded in. It buckled from the weight and the feet. The board fell forward and almost smashed me. So that's when we decided to go with this. And this I got inspired by, actually, you know what? I think it was Daily Refinement. Yeah, because Daily Refinement did a video, he did a video because he was showing like how they do their whatnot setup. And his was inside of which is what ours is, inside of a shelving unit. Now his was a little bit, it wasn't as fancy. It was a little bit more just a rudimentary version. But I got to thinking, like, what if I did my own? And then that's what led me into doing the foam board, because Laura at Wild and Almost Free does hers, but she's just got like a regular little foam back there, like you would do, like not like for presentation board. We went with the insulation foam that you get, like the people do like in drywalls, like in bathrooms and stuff, for insulation, because it's nice and lightweight. So that's what we went with. So I basically took a bunch of people's ideas and smashed it together, and it came out. Yeah. Oh, appreciate the sub too. Sold my house of CB dress in 1 hour. Whoa. Yeah, could have priced higher. Hey, you know what though, Riz? You sold it. It's out of your closet, and we are moving on along to the next item, right? Take that money, buy something else. Like whenever I sell something and I think, oh man, I should have priced it higher. It's like, nope, don't do that. because literally you got money in your pocket, you're ready to buy something else, and you're ready to flip that and turn that. West Coast. All right, we're going to do one more here together. Let's do kind of a cool banger here. So I got this at a garage sale. It is old. This is old. Look at this. Camo gear made in the USA. I got this at that same garage sale. I got the piggy bank that has money in it that it basically paid me. So I basically got this for free because there's going to be money in that piggy bank. I have no idea what it's going to be worth. It does have the Advantage logo written inside of the camo. And this is like perfect timing to be getting this up right now. I'm going to say that this is probably, man, I don't know, you know, some of the hunting stuff surprises me. It winds up being worth way more than I think or way less than I think. With it being camo gear, and made in the USA, $50. $50. What do we think? Fair? 'Tis the season. $50. Let's take a look. I don't even know if this is going to comp up because it's such a random old brand. Let's see. And we're going to write Camo Gear is the name of it. And God, I see you on YouTube. $46. Look at that. Perfect. Right on the money on that one. Boom. Great. Okay. Yeah. So that's kind of what I was thinking. I had a sneaking suspicion that it was going to be somewhere right in there. And then look at the camo on that. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. And then we're going to get shoulders here. And then we're going to do sleeves. And then we're going to do length. And we're going to do chest here. And then I'm going to make sure that I show that word Advantage is in there because people are going to want to see that. And then I will also, of course, get a picture of the tag made in the USA. I mean, this is like a sick camo shirt. Got one little string here. We're just going to snippy that and then pull. And sometimes I feel like a delicate little surgeon with the little strings. The old Riz knows what I'm talking about. She's snipping strings on wedding gowns and all sorts of cool stuff. All right, bringing this over here. The algorithm to even do the thing, it takes 24 hours to go into Google. Yep, and that is absolutely true. So how you wind up selling things quicker is if someone has an alert set up on their phone for that brand or that size, they'll just get a notification. And those push notifications come through pretty quickly. So those do not take 24 hours. Like if I go in right now and say I'm looking for a specific pair of shoes in a specific size, if someone lists them, I'm going to get a notification almost immediately on that. So that's how that stuff winds up selling, is someone was probably looking for that in that size. All right. And do we have any other tags in this one? Sometimes these older ones, the tags will be gone, and these older camo ones. Here we go. Normally they're really faded. I can still see this. Yeah, this is old, man. 50% cotton, 50% polyester, made in the USA. Like it's got the look at the font, look at the writing on that tag. I mean, he's an old boy. That is 100% like late 80s, early 90s. I'm even going to go with probably 80s on that just because of the camo gear writing, how it's like kind of like a cursive color. So let's get a picture of the make of this. Try to get my hands out of it if I can. My other little trick for this is I keep a little bit of tape right here, my Scotch tape roll. If Southern's here, she'll love one of my other little gadgets. Clips on the table, my little tape dispenser here. And I will just literally tape the tag down if I can't get it with my tweezers. There we go. Perfect. Of course, the key is to remove the tape so that your customer isn't like, why is there tape on here? Yeah, 100% says Gracious. Yep, that is 100%. How many items do you list per day generally? You know, Nikki, that's such a good question. I get asked that one. And here's what I like to say. I make it a mission. I will not go to bed at night unless I have listed at least one item for the day. And then I've also cross-listed that all over the other platforms. On a regular day, I would say that I usually get between like 15, 20, 25 is my higher end. The days I can get 30 are the days that I'm like, oh yeah, I did it. And I'm feeling real good when I can get those done. And then of course that isn't just those listed, but those are also cross-listed. How long did that take me to do that? A while. So when I first started doing this, it would take me around an hour to get a listing up. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that because we all start somewhere, and that's where I started. It would take me an hour to get a listing up, and then it would take me another like 40 minutes probably to get it cross-listed onto the other platforms using Vendoo. Because I've had Vendoo since like basically the beginning. I started this adventure about the time Vendoo came out. So it was just like a good transitional, it was like perfect timing. And so I was not fast, and that's okay. Now it takes me, it depends on the listing and how much research I have to do on it. I try to keep it minimal unless it's like a super banger. If it's like $150 pair of shoes or something, I'm going to spend a minute on it. But I would say on average, it probably takes me 5 minutes to get a listing up at most, probably, because I do a lot of sell similars. I do all my listings on eBay, and then I import them into Vendoo, and then I cross list from my computer. It takes me about less than a minute to cross list on each one now. So a listing altogether, from photographing it, writing it down, getting it in the bag, listing it and all that. I mean, I would say maybe 10 minutes an item. So 10 minutes an item times 30, that's 300 minutes, you know, but I'm not doing that solid. I see a lot of people that can get a lot more than that listed up in a day. My brain, the way that I work, as you can probably tell, I am very squirrely. So I can't do the same activity for too long, meaning that like I like doing this where I'm like, I get with you guys, I'm holding myself accountable by being on here with you, and I'm working, right? So I can do like a couple hours of photography. I try to do it all at once, but then that's it. I can't do any more than that. I can sit down and I'll usually list straight for an hour, and then I get up and stretch. I might play 10 minutes of Xbox. I might go outside and play with Jack and throw the ball around. I may walk to the mailbox. I may do something else because I just get so squirrely if I try to do the same thing. Now, I know a lot of people out there can just hyper focus and do like 6 hours in a row of listing. If I could do that, I probably would be already making 6 figures doing this, but I can't. It's not the way my brain works. And you know what? That's okay, because that's who I am. And if you're faster than me, I think that's rad. If you're slower than I am right now, I think that's rad. And we all go at our own pace. So when it comes to how many should I list a day, or how many can I list, or how many should you list, or how many should anyone list, I don't know, because we're all a little bit different, right? I'm trying to motivate myself to take pics right now, but I just want to go to bed. Hey, you know what? Do this, Nikki. Photograph 3 items. Say to yourself, all right, am I going to feel, here's the thing. It starts with 1, right? You can always do 1. So if you want, this is how I work. Man, I just want to sit down. I want to play Xbox. I want to play Last of Us 2, but I need to get some stuff done before I go to bed, or I'm going to lay in bed for another 20 minutes. I'm going to mess around on my phone. I'm going to, lay there and feel guilty because I didn't do something. So I'm going to get 3 things photographed, or I'm going to get 3 things listed. And that's going to be my goal. And then when I do that, that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to make a deal with myself. I'm going to photograph 3 items, and then I get to go to bed. And you know what? You're going to go to bed feeling better, and you're going to wake up feeling better. When we make these realistic expectations for ourselves, it's so much better than making these obtuse things like, oh, I'm not as fast as someone, or I need to do this many, or so-and-so said I should do this, or so-and-so is doing this. When we make these grandiose, unrealistic expectations, it no longer becomes a goal. It becomes like a daunting task. And then it's no fun. And our brains are like, well, we don't want to do things that aren't fun, right? So if we can make these little tiny small goals every single day, we're meeting them. It's there's a great book, and I'm going to encourage you guys to read this book. It is a book, and I'm going to put this actually in my Smile store because I live by this book. I've read it 3 times. I don't read books, guys. My words get mixed up. But I've read this one. This is the only book in my life I've ever read one more than once. I can't even tell you another book that I read recently because I'm a podcast girl, because that's the way my brain works. So it's a book called The Compound Effect, and it really explains to you about small goal motivation and about how the penny a day really works and how things stack up and how things compound over time. I read it a few years ago in another business that I was doing because I was having a hard time getting motivated, staying motivated. It really helped me then. It has helped me a couple other times in my life. It helped me with when I was going through stuff with my mom. It just really has helped me a lot of different times. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did, because it helps to teach you how to reach those small goals. So now when I'm doing things, I always have like my 5-year plan in mind, and I always have my 1-year goal in mind. But when it comes to my small goals or my daily goals, I try to keep them small and realistic. And by doing that, when I accomplish them, I get to go to bed and feel awesome. I get to be like, yeah, Charity, you did it. Round of applause. I get to feel like a winner. I get to feel like a success. And that's so much better than going to bed and feeling guilty and then waking up and being like, wow, I didn't take 3 pictures last night. I haven't done 3 today. Now I'm 6 behind, and just constantly feeling like that feeling of failure. Nobody wants to feel like that. So let's all try to make those small goals together realistic expectations that are right for you, because what's right for me isn't right for you, and what's right for you isn't right for me. And let's meet them, because we are going to feel like awesome winners if we accomplish that. I don't even know why I just went on that, but that just sometimes I just get going. Salvi, it's called The Compound Effect. Yes, it's fantastic. And I will, when I get off here, I will link Dinkity in there so that you get the correct one. I don't know if there's multiple ones. It's an old book, guys. We are not talking, this is not like a new book. This is old school. Yes, Surf's Up motivates me too, man. That guy lit a fire under me this morning. I got going from that for sure. Tina, good to see you. Yeah, good to see you guys. All right. I'm going to head out here. I'm going to get these things listed. We were able to get, let's see, how many things did we get pictures of? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then I have 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 27. We have 27. I'm going to try to get as many done as I can of those. But you know what? If I can't get all 27 done tonight, that's okay, because it's Friday night. I'm going to hang out with the hubs. I'm going to get a few done. I'm going to get them cross-listed. I'm going to feel like a success. And I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I'm going to go garage sailing. You know, we're going to have a garage sale haul video. It's got to be good. It's got to be good. We're going to put that out to the universe. Universe. It's going to be amazing garage sales tomorrow. We're putting it out there. All right, you guys. I love y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you for your time. And you're welcome, Jen. You guys add just as much value to me as I do to you. I love hanging out with you. I have a lot of fun on here. So thanks for the shares. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the 8,000 hearts. And thanks for the follows. All right, everybody. Have a beautiful night. Happy Friday. Bye, guys. And if you are still on YouTube with us, thank you so much for coming in here, whether you're watching it live or you're watching it on the replay. I appreciate you. Follow me, find me, do whatever, hang out with me, and all that good stuff. All right, you guys, have a beautiful evening. I will be back on tomorrow for a garage sale haul sometime tomorrow afternoon when we get all done. Okay, bye, everybody.